live now, so we should be able to hear everybody's dulcet tones now. Does anybody want to speak to test my levels?
Dulcet, dulcet, dulcet.
Yeah, it seems to work.
Hello,
Okay.
hello, hello.
Last time the player audio was a bit too quiet. I just listened to it again today to remind myself of some of the things we've done, and I thought, I could hear myself absolutely fine, but I couldn't hear you guys.
Yeah. Frank's special whisper streaming.
Yeah, I don't know. I could hear you from
You
my ears.
you really have to pay attention to make sure that you can hear anything. You know, it's part of the experience.
Yeah, exactly. So, what did happen last time? Who remembers?
It started at a party.
You started at a party, as you should. Yeah, everybody should start with a party.
Got to know people.
And then we legged it before the riot squad turned up, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, something happened in between. A couple of things happened in between.
Dolcasar was poisoned.
Dolcasar, yes, he was poisoned. What was he? Why was he important to the whole storyline? In all brevity.
Sorry, I misheard you then, Frank. What was that?
Why was Dolcasar important to the storyline?
You're asking.
I need to start taking notes again.
Come on.
But he was connected
He was
to
a
the
linchpin who was
trade.
basically helping smuggle the stasis pods. And he kept the slaves for himself and he passed the mystics on to keep it relatively short. But he was a local crime lord trying to make it in the world, trying to get up in the society by marrying his son off to a posher sort of person. And you were at the betrothal ceremony, and that's where all these things were happening.
Weddings are always fun. Especially when you've got weaponry involved.
Yeah, weddings and weaponry do mix really well, don't they?
Yeah. Both begin with the same letter. How can you go wrong?
Oh, yeah.
And the same second letter.
Well, I'm trying to get myself to say hello to Mohammed, who's watching again, but I can't get my chat to work. Nah, it's zoomed out too much. Hello. So there we go. So Dolcasar is dead. There was a big sort of panic at the disco. People were being shot. People were running away. You ran away. Yaya came along with you. You also had bumped into Dr. Reyes, Aisha Reyes, beforehand, which was a bit of a surprise. But she was also looking for somebody who had gone missing, also Mystic, I believe. And then you basically escaped from this place. You went back to your camp, retrieved all your stuff, tried to let everything settle overnight. And then you hopped on a boat, roughly like the one depicted on our screen here. And you are starting to head off to the marshes. There were a couple of things I wanted to share with you again because I owed you them from last time. One of them was a couple of things that Yaya gave you from her stock cupboards. I think you claimed a few of them already, but let me just show you that very briefly, that list. I think the only thing I'd mentioned previously was the reloads. So if you need some reloads, you could pocket some.
I think you mentioned the carbines and the crickets already.
I did mention those, yeah, and the protective vests as well. But I'm not sure I had mentioned the reloads.
Yeah,
because I can tell that what's coming today. I need to kit you out.
Are those Vulcan reloads where it says normal? Is that pistols and carbines, or is it carbines only? How does the ammo work? Is it standard?
It's simplified to just say Vulcan reloads.
Woohoo! I'll grab a couple of those if I may.
Sure. Stock up, stock up.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's 2 gone. Anyone else taking any?
I could probably use some.
Good.
These are ordinary reloads, aren't they?
Ordinary reloads, yeah.
Plus the special silenced vibro ammo reloads.
Yeah, the 2 reloads for that.
I'll take 2 ordinary reloads.
Has everyone got a protective vest who doesn't have any other armor?
I've
Strongly
got-
recommended.
I've got light armor, so I'm happy with what I've got. I think, unless it combines, which I assume it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Where do you see if you have armor? In items, is it?
It's an items inventory.
Oh, yes, yeah, items. Yeah, found it, thanks.
So, protective vests. Where's the bloody silly book? Right.
You could just use the little icon directory suitcase on the right hand side, and then type into the search items. You can put protective clothing,
Yeah, that's 3 armor.
and that comes up very quickly. Then yeah. It's terrible English in the description. Let me fix that. Okay. Anything else? You did pick up a couple of extra things last time, I think.
I believe we shared them out. I can't remember what they were, though.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But I'm sure you've got them in your inventory if they were important, right? So you are on the next morning. You are setting off into the jungle, into the marshes. First of all, I guess we are ready to go. Yeah.
Yep.
Good. First of all, you're setting off from the harbour district of Little Algol, where you had originally arrived, and then you.
Sorry, before we begin, can I take some time to spend a few experience points?
Yeah.
Before we get started. Thank you. I'm going to up my ranged combat by a point, then, if I may.
Yeah, I think you have been using your pistols, so
I have indeed.
that's fine. Practice makes perfect, or well, consistent at least.
Yep. Thank you very much. Ready to go from my end.
Okay, so you're setting off into the marshes. You leave behind you gradually the big city, the dirty river, the factory islands, the smoke, and you enter this swampland. And the further you get, the more the industrial noises and smells and so on are replaced by nature noises. Yeah, if you probably can't hear that very well, but there might be a little bit of background noise coming from your foundry, which is a little bit of jungle chirping, etc. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Yep.
You see? That's what I spent my afternoons on, making sure those effects happen for you. Yeah. What else can I tell you?
Is this like that's like a swampy marsh? Is this like a bayou type thing? Is there like open water, or is like going through really thick mud, or what is it?
Hang on a second.
Sorry.
My wife wanted something, but I couldn't hear her. Now she's gone again. Oh well. Yeah, this is a bayou sort of swampy type. I know we had a discussion previously whether it's a swamp or fen or a bog or a... What was the next one?
Marsh.
Marsh. Officially, the name of this place is the Sultra Marshes, and it is very much a sort of bayou, like in this picture. What happened before, as I said, was this. This was a very, very lush valley that you went into, and really rich as well. And they built a huge dam, a cataract, as they call it, that would provide a lot of power both to this place and also to the monolith, and to the city around the monolith. But then, once upon a day, I gave you the story last time, so I'll keep it short. There was some mysterious happenings. Nobody quite know what happens, but there are lots of stories about it. And the cataract failed. The dam broke and basically swamped this whole area, this very rich city. And people from there escaped if they survived. But basically, this is now a let up, swamped set of ruins. There's lots of ruins underwater, some in the water. But basically, there's no real civilization here. People try to not go here. This is rumored to be full of beasties, not just insects and so on, but also some of the darker beasts, like the dark between the stars, because so many people died here. Maybe their souls are still lurking around. So
Are there any rodents of unusual size?
Are there any what?
Rodents of unusual size.
There probably are rodents of unusual sizes as well, yeah. And isopods.
I'm going to be looking out for nahangs.
for?
The big crocodile things.
Oh, those things, yes.
Remember
yes,
them
yes.
from a previous trip to the jungle.
Yes, that was good, wasn't it? And from those big earthworms as well.
No drop bears.
So it's quite... we'll see. It's quite a difficult journey, and although Yaya can roughly point you in the right direction because she has been on this trip before. Did you see the note I passed on to you, Elena? Sort of background note I had sent you. You're muted, remember, if you're answering. I hope you saw it.
Sorry, just give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. Just 1 minute. Just...
Okay, I'll show it to her again. Just so she knows what
I'm back. Sorry. No,
just
just...
yeah, it's fine.
yeah.
I just flashed a note on your screen, just a bit of background in case the others ask.
Yes, I was reading that before earlier, and now I cannot open it. I lost it because I put it on the side. Oh, I found it. There you go. Yes. I thought that the latest spec when you say that you adjusted my name, right?
Yeah. After that.
I'm not gonna share that yet, or do you want me to share that already? Because
When you're ready. All I'm
Okay.
going to say is you can sort of point them in the right direction because you have been in
Yeah,
this
that's
before.
right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So everyone, you may have noticed that.
Gone quiet.
All we got is you may have noticed and then you dropped off.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Hopefully she can sort out her audio. Yeah, what can I tell you? Let's have a look. Begin on the outskirts of the city, and then eventually you come into this swamp or marsh or whatever it might be. You see that there are hardly any people around. There are some enemies, animals, definitely. But as the further you get away from the city, the further the whole vegetation looks twisted and dark and like misgrown, like it's been under some influence of something that is not a healthy tree or a healthy bush on this side. You are not swamp dwellers yourself, so this is quite a spooky place. Who's going to steer the boat?
Do we have anybody who's any good at actual sailing?
This is more a navigation thing in the sense of navigating a swamp, so it's actually a survivor role I'm looking for. Who would like to do a survivor role for
Let's have a look. Survival.
I'm not actually good at it.
I have a 3 asset, so I think it's going to need to be somebody else.
Well, I have 6 in total.
I have 6 in total.
So should we work together on this one?
Okay.
I think that's an excellent idea.
I'll grant you an assist then. Extra die.
Do you want to roll?
Okay. So that's +1 for the assist. A very needed +1.
So let's have a look. What can I do? You got it with 1. Okay. So you're managing to. You're not the fastest route on here, but you managed to not tangle with anything too much in the first few hours that you're going out here. But yeah, okay. Let's see. I start here. Got my little list here of events. All right. You eventually you come around a few of these corners in the base, and you see some of these sunken buildings, just the domed roofs sticking out, like on this building here, like on the picture here. And you do get a you hear a distant noise as shouting around the next bend, like panicked instructions. People trying to coordinate what they were doing, but definitely under pressure. And as you round this domed roof here, you see that a bit further along there is a small cargo ship that has landed on top of one of the ruined buildings, but whatever might have happened eventually, this roof seems to have collapsed, so the ship is sitting there at a really awkward angle and threatening to slide in. You see that on the cargo hatch, which is listing quite precariously, There are a couple of people shouting and so on because there are some cages which are sinking into the mud and into the murk, and they're trying to pull them out. And you get this cackling and this shouting from... Are they monkeys? Actually, you've seen them before. They are Kilbrees. They are the semi-intelligences which look like which are intelligent monkeys, essentially. And they are on Kua, they're in the jungles, but they are not meant to be hunted or whatever. But this looks like you happened upon a hunting party, a smuggler party, something like that, who are currently in trouble. I haven't seen you coming yet, because you're definitely the second biggest problem, or third biggest problem. But yeah, how do you want to react? Do you want to approach them, run away?
Sorry, quick question. When you say a ship, do you mean like a sailing ship, or do you mean an airship or a spaceship? Oh, a spaceship.
A spaceship, a small class 2 or spaceship, or maybe class 3.
Opportunity knocks.
Well, you already have 2 ships between you, in theory.
Well, you know. When you got
Hi.
when you got 2, what's wrong with having a third? Welcome back, Elena.
Oh, thank you. I lost connection. Oh, I hate when it happens. Sorry, guys. Really
Don't worry about
sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I tried to go over the mobile, but it was not connecting there either. So I don't know why. Sorry.
Must be all the thunderstorms in the air.
Could be. Stuff happens anyway. So.
Stuff overheats and just switches off. Yeah. That's
What
okay.
did I miss?
Okay. So, small spaceship with what looks like to be some kind of smugglers or hunters or both, yeah?
Yeah, they look like that. There are about 2 people on the cargo hatch, and there's somebody in the swarm close to the cages trying to push them out, but sinking themselves. And the ship is moving slightly, so there must be somebody at the controls. But from your perfect pilots who you've got with you, all these good flyers that you have with you, it's not being handled very well. So it's probably a non-pilot at the controls. But there's lots of panic, lots of shouting going on.
I yell over. Ho the ship. Do you need a hand? I'm a master pilot.
A couple of the people or actually one of the people on the cargo ramp, puts his hand on his gun, looks around at you, says, "Where did you come from? What do you want?"
I'm offering help. If you've got it handled, we'll just carry on.
He looks around, looks at you up and down, yeah, and your whole crew says, "Well,
I'll wave.
you actually caught us at a moment where we could really do with some help."
How fortuitous.
Which hat should I approach?
Which, sorry?
Well, I'm offering to help with the piloting.
I just missed one word. He said, "Which?"
Oh, right. Which hatch should I
Hatch.
approach?
Come here to the cargo ramp.
Yeah.
This is an Oryx style freighter. It's a class 3. If you want to have a look at the rule book, I don't have it in front loaded, but it's
Class 3.
on page 158 apparently. The rule book. I don't have the graphic.
155. A weird green.
A weird green thing. Yeah, I remember that much as well. Sort of camouflage, but definitely refitted. This one has been changed a bit. Yeah. So.
Yeah, man.
Let's pull this up before everything goes to shit.
Come on, guys. Let's give them a hand.
So you bring your boat in. Does anybody else want to stay out of it or do something in particular? So far we had her here offering piloting help. Anything else?
Just whatever they ask for, really.
Well, they have got these animals which are screeching and panicking, clinging to the upper bits of the cages, trying to stay away from the muck and the water. This is like really gloopy water or runny muck.
Hauling animals out seems like a good use of my time.
You could try and navigate the boat over there, but it's going to be very shallow water because it's so mucky over there. You may run aground if you try that, or you could climb onto the hatch and help pulling.
Is our boat, is it a skiff or does it actually have a keel or what?
Uses a relatively shallow draft motorboat. A bit like
Right.
the one that's shown there, but it's not like a very, very shallow. It's not like 10
Okay.
centimeters. It's probably a good foot at least that you have underneath you.
Right. Okay.
You have a keel. Just a normal one, not a sailing boat.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll get off when we pull up next to the ship then.
All right. So you want to climb onto the ramp and help pull.
Yep.
Okay.
And that won't be particularly
Who else
helpful.
wants to climb onto the ramp and go forward and see whether they can help with piloting. Is there anything anybody else wants to do?
I'm a bit reluctant to get too close to these guys because them being smugglers, they may be more than willing to accept our help, but they may not like witnesses afterward. So I think I will stay on the boat and keep a close eye on things.
Okay, so you're providing the watchdog sort of thing.
I guess technically it's oversight, but with my weaponry skills, not so much.
You just try to look impressive.
Yeah,
That'll do.
I will attempt to look intimidating and failing miserably.
Good, good. I'm not sure you would actually necessarily fail because you have a very impressive beard.
Well, I am deliberately failing then. I'm hoping to lure them into a false sense of security. You know, they're going, this idiot's keeping an eye on things, but we can handle him. But possibly not.
Okay, and of course, yeah, that leaves Eleanor. What does Yaya want to do?
Yeah, sorry, I need a minute because I missed all this when my connection was gone. Where are we exactly, and are we still on our ship and we're seeing this ship?
You're still on your boat. You
Okay.
came around the corner in a sunken part of the city, and there was a spaceship, a freighter, landed on top of one of the sunken buildings, but the roof seems to have collapsed underneath it while they were trying to load some
Okay.
equilibries, basically some intelligent monkeys. And they're
Okay.
currently precariously listing. The ship is sort of hanging off and just being held up by some thruster work, which is quite wobbly. And you've got these two people on the cargo ramp desperately trying to pull in the cages, and one person actually down by the cages, seemingly stuck in the muck along with the
Okay, I see. So, seeing the scene there, I just pull my scarf towards my face even more, and I crawl back on myself as smallest as possible in the most shadowy part of our boat, and I just look with my eye and the cyber eye. I just look at the scene. I look at my companion on my boat. And I'm thinking, do they really want to go there and help?
It looks like they do, yes. They are those fools that you thought they might be. But at least those fools have actually helped you. Okay,
Could be.
so let's see. First of all, can I get Saya then to hop onto the ramp and see whether you can pull, help them pull? That would mean a force check at -2.
That would be 0 dice.
I'll give you one anyway. Oh, that's a pity. You want to push that?
No, I don't.
You are trying to help, but this is beyond your physical power. And the only other thing you can think of is maybe trying to coordinate the efforts of the others a bit, because they're a bit panicky. Maybe you can soothe them a little bit and say, look, if you do this and you do that, that might help as well. But that's next time. Right, Tahir. The captain says that the guy on the controls is not him. Is Sundi. Say, Sundi, that I sent you. Captain Jean Dela. See whether we can help him.
I run in trying to find the bridge.
Yeah, you're roughly familiar with this. This is actually a place that's nicely kitted out. They've got some lovely soft furnishings.
You said Sunday, yeah?
Sundi.
Yeah.
The rain is starting here. I might just have to put on the window slightly. Hang on 1 second. Be right back.
Please hold. Your adventure is important to us. We'll get back to you after.
While he's gone, guys, can you help me? I got the sound from Foundry quite loud and it covers your voices. Is there a way to lower the volume from Foundry?
Yep. And if you click on the musical notes in the menu.
Yes, there's a lot of. Oh, okay.
You see global volume controls.
Jungle thingy. That's probably the one.
Brilliant.
Are you having too much noise, are you?
Yeah, I wanted to lower the volume
Yeah.
level in Foundry, but I'm not sure how to.
Yeah, if you go to the music notes on the toolbar,
Yeah.
top right, and then you should see
Audio
what's currently
playlist.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can. There are four, not elephants, four effects going on at the same time. You can just pull them right down a bit.
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah. Got it. Fantastic.
There's also
Thank
global
you so
volume
much
controls at
better.
the top. You can just pull that down.
Okay. Much better. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no worries. So, this feels so much nicer with the rain coming down. You want that fresh air to come into the window, of course, but you don't want the rain to flood your window.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, good. Anyway. So you, unfortunately, Saya, as I said, were not able to do much, but Tahir, you went forward. You went forward to the pilot's thing. Yeah, you stumble through, as I said, this place, this ship is nicely done. It's nicely decorated. Maybe not kept quite as clean as you would like it. But yeah, you make your way forward and you can see lots of flashing lights everywhere. The thrusters malfunction and it says danger, proximity warning, you're about to crash. You hear this robotic voice saying, pull up. So what do you want to do? And you see a panicky young man probably, not quite sure, at the controls, trying to sort of hold the thruster stick and the balance and do lots of clicking and buttons at the same time.
Yeah, is there a co-pilot seat?
There's a co-pilot seat, yeah.
Yeah, I slide into it and, sort of speak to him. Are you Sunday? I was sent up to help you. And then start pilot speaking at him.
He looks around a little bit panicked. What? What are you doing here?
I'm here to help.
Where did you come from? And while he's looking away, you can feel the ship listing even more dangerously.
I yell something about stabilizers and.
Do you want to do sort of command or manipulate?
Let's have a look. 6. 6. You know, I've got the same. Let's go all commandy. Actually, I haven't done it in a while.
Commandy. Okay, do me a roll on your command.
And also, it's an advanced skill. I've got the same in my non-advanced skills. So.
Uh-huh.
1 moment, please. Aha! Now it popped up. So, any bonuses or penalties?
No.
Okay, here we go.
He doesn't know who you are, so you can't say I'm famous. But that's pretty good, isn't it? That is pretty good. So he sort of snaps out of the worry and goes back to his button pressing. And I'll say if he now sort of knows what he needs to do because you gave him some commands, so he'll give you a bonus on your own piloting roll.
Okay.
Oh, I love that smell. Apparently there's a name for this fresh wet stone, sort of fresh rain. Petrichor or something?
Yep.
So what bonus to the piloting roll?
Shall we say +2?
Okay, and ship, according to the book, is either +1 or +2.
Yeah, in this situation I don't give you a ship bonus on top of it.
Okay, no worries.
The ship is in distress. Good. So you managed to steady the ship. It lifts off slightly further. Yeah, but at least you detangled the landing strut from the ruin, so it's not constantly trying to push into wall and knock things over. Slightly.
I mentioned over to somebody. Remind me to tell you about the last time I did bad archaeology with Starship engines and ruins.
Yes, remind you. Yeah, we didn't record in those days, did we? That was still in Fantasy Grounds, if I remember correctly. Ages ago. So, okay, the ship lifts a bit and steadies a bit, which means you're not at the risk of falling out. Now, Yaya and Khalil, you are looking on, and you can see that these cages are still stuck in the muck. But one of the crew members, who was next to them trying to lift up, is now really sinking in. Yeah, he's probably in just to his armpits in this muck, and he's starting to panic and cling onto the cages. Yeah, just like the monkeys inside the equilibrium are doing. He's clinging on and he's shouting desperately, "Get us out of here!"
Can we get over to him on the boat?
You could, but you would probably, because it looks really marshy, really mucky there, you might actually run the boat aground.
Okay. I'm sure we've got some rope. We normally always have at least one person who does have some. And I had some at one point. So I'll throw him a rope.
Who's got the rope?
Everybody's got the rope.
The boat has got the rope.
Yes. We are all the rope.
The rope. You want to
Yep.
throw a rope? I'm going to say this is slightly difficult because you need to really aim with it. Carefully targeting it. I'll make you make a ranged attack.
Can I use my telekinesis and make it look like I've thrown it to him with tremendous accuracy?
Kitty says hi. She doesn't like thunderstorms. She's quite nervous. Can you?
Can I
Yes, you
use my
can.
telekinesis to sort of
Of course you
make
can.
it look like I've thrown it with a great deal of accuracy?
Yes,
When
in
in
that
fact,
case, you just need a mystic powers roll.
yes, okay, I'll try that. I'm assuming flat 0.
Yeah, I don't think a rope would give, would give you an attack bonus. 10d6.
I'm going to try that again because, well, I'm going to pray to the icons, but also one of those dice. I don't know if it's just a side effect. It looks cocked. It looked like one was on top. Oh, there you go. That's better.
That's better. Thank you for the darkness point.
You're welcome.
I'm now up to 11.
I knew you were missing them.
Yeah, I am. Kitty is really nervous. I think it's her first proper thunderstorm. So, yes, you managed to get the rope over there. This person clings onto it and said, "Let's go of the cage." But he's very heavy, and he's stuck in the muck. So next round, you can see where they can pull him over. Maybe somebody can help you. Somebody else is in the boat after all.
Well, presumably we can just use the boat to sort of pull him free by reversing a bit.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly, unless you want to dislocate his arms.
I'll
or something.
assist him.
We do that in a second. Saya, you're back on the round.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to try a different approach.
What approach are you targeting? Sing them a song.
Well, I'm going to try and persuade them to work better as a team.
Okay, that probably would be command roll.
I don't actually have that skill.
Or what else would you suggest?
Manipulation?
we use?
Yeah, I was thinking more of a persuasion, so manipulation.
Okay,
Yeah,
That's
can
good.
convince them that I know what I'm doing.
I give you -1 on that one though.
Okay.
This is not quite the right skill.
No, it's not.
You start telling them what to do, and they say, "Oh, no, that we tried that won't work."
Poor monkeys.
They are desperately shrieking. I mean, they stabilize slightly because the boat came up a bit, so there's more tension again on the ropes. But they are not happy. Those equilibriums. Okay, brings us back to Tahir. Tahir, do you just want to hold station, or is there something else you want to do? Tahir of the golden hair, where are you?
Is there is there any external cameras?
You can look around. Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I'll leave that to the dice. Let's say there is 25% chance they've got working cameras. And I get 40. So no, unfortunately not.
Okay.
Not where you need them.
I radio through to Saya. Saya, how's it going out there? We've got the ship stabilised. Where do we need to change our position at all?
We've still got a big equilibrium problem. I suppose it's more of a problem for the equilibrium.
Right. Okay. Do you need us to pull out?
I think hold still for the moment.
Okay.
If you start moving away, then the monkeys get left behind, and that's not going to be good for them.
Have we got any oxygen or exosuits or something that we can pass down to them to stabilise them, keep them calm?
anyone's got, what do you call it, masks, they'll do it, shouldn't they?
Survivor mask. Well, those equilibries you're not really familiar with, but they are sort of intelligent monkeys. They're semi-intelligent. So if you gave them an oxygen mask, you're not sure whether they would actually be able to use it or know what to do with it.
They may find that it might be worth trying to eat it.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
not too familiar. You've got one guy who just let go of his cage now and is basically hanging in the mud now with a rope attached. He's desperately clinging onto it. You're possibly maneuvering him out. But right now it's very difficult to actually say what's the best way of getting those beasties up. Or whether you want to open the cages.
If they're in cages and you've got a rope, tie the rope off on the ship, tie the rope on the cage, and we just rise up a bit, pulling it out of the muck.
Very, very slowly so that the ropes don't break.
If anyone, is it hyper rope you guys have got?
Yep.
Let me check what their weight limit is.
The hyper rope is absolutely great. Hyper rope is great, but you have to remember the cages might also, like a single bar of the cage, might also come off.
Yeah, this is not the time for a repeat of what you tried to do on that archaeology trip to here.
Gosh, it must be at least a year and a half ago that we played that adventure.
It worked, didn't it?
8 weeks of digging. All right. Let me know when you've tied it off and we'll pull up.
I'm not having any more equilibri hurt due to our weird ideas.
Back to the people on the boat. Yeah, we had Khalil with a rope, and you were pulling him, and you're trying to pull him in. So you had potentially 2 helpers on the boat because Kim just chimed in. So hopefully she's able to voice.
Kim's just offline looking after the kid, I think, briefly.
Okay.
She's just said, be right back.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I haven't got the strength to actually out wrestle a cat, so what I'll do is I'll yell to the guy to put the rope under his arms, and then we'll just back the boat out a bit and slowly and carefully, and hope that's enough to dislodge him.
Okay, yeah, you might be able to help as well.
I look at the rope on the other end. It's a cage, you said, right?
You have a couple of cages dangling or being connected to the people on the cargo ramp, but you have a rope from your boat running just to this one person who's stuck in the mud.
But the person is holding the other end of the rope is in a cage, right?
No, he's not in a cage. He's just holding on to it.
It's not in a cage.
He was clinging to the outside of the cage.
Next to the cage, or something like that. Okay, I'll just tell. I'm definitely not gonna yell at this guy that I do not know. I just go to Khalil and I tell him if he uses the rope around the cage, he can pull it like a lever, and we will need less strength. You know what I mean? It's just when you go around the tree to pull, and he's doing it around the cage or around any part of his end. He can put the rope around there, and we can do the same here and start pulling. So basically, find an anchor for the rope to go around with the rope, and just use it as a lever.
Right. Yeah, I'm not quite sure that would work. I think really your prime target at this point is probably to get the guy out himself, not let the others deal with the cage.
Yeah, but I don't know if we are strong enough. Martin was saying, so it's just
I don't have a lot of people loaded for these guys because I don't think we need them. But let's just say the guy who's currently in the marshes, this guy, he's down here. We've got Khalil on the boat. We've got Saya on the ramp. We have Tahir in the cockpit. We have Dr. Reyes in the boat. And we have Yaya in the boat. So that's roughly what it looks like. Yeah. Are you impressed that I found a ship that quickly? So roughly. It's not a beautiful picture, but it gets it across.
I'll just yell at the guy, my friend, if you can stick that rope around underneath your arms, we'll try and pull you out using the boat.
Okay.
Yeah. Around something anyway.
Do not panic, it will just make things worse for you and you'll become more entrapped. Just put the rope around underneath your arms and we'll pull you out.
Okay, he seems to really struggle with it. So he keeps trying, but yeah, he's starting to sink a little bit again. as he's maneuvering around, he's moving a lot rather than just hanging on a rope. But he's trying, so he'll try next turn. So, where do we get up to? Tahir, anything else you want to do?
Well, if they don't need us, if they don't need me in the pilot, I might go and see if I can help. But actually, I'm going to stay in the pilot with the pilot for now. And keep
Yeah,
me in
you probably don't want to trust him with this yet, because he didn't really seem to know what he was doing. Yeah, he probably still has a learner plate on the spaceship.
Oh, I've just realised something.
Oh,
We've missed something, haven't we? It's a young guy on a spaceship that's become stuck in a swamp. Any minute now, we're going to have some short green guy coming up and insisting that there is no drivers, just do.
that's you. The little green guy with the telekinesis. That's
I'm the
you.
wrong colour for that.
Oh,
I've got
we
the
can change that.
telekinesis. But
You can change that. I can.
the rule system in this game doesn't allow that level of telekinesis. I checked. It's very annoying.
Let me turn you green. Let's have a look. Just for laughs. How green would you like to be? About that colour?
It's nice, but it's not Yoda-like.
No, don't want to spend too much time on it.
It looks
So-
more like a Snoper's looking at me at night through an infrared scope, to be honest.
He keeps complaining, so I have to change the green now. But anything for my plates. Anything for my plates. So you want a more Shrekky green, do you?
I don't want any green, to be honest.
Better?
No.
You're going to be green now. Okay, green.
Am I?
Saya, on the ship. Do you want to try and give another couple of commands or something? This time I'll give you -2 though, because I didn't listen to you last time. You need to make it harder.
I think it's worth a try. I'm trying to get everyone calmed down so that they behave sensibly. By saying reassuring things to them about how they're doing great.
Mm-hmm.
If I can calm the
Encourage them.
monkeys down as well, that would be a good thing.
Oh, I'm just getting some really nice fresh air in.
No, they don't like me.
They don't listen to you. There's something about the frequency, they can't hear your voice or something. Alright, so the guy in the water is trying to attach the rope to himself. Let's try it. Oh no, that's wrong. Let's try that again. It's not d6 plus 5, it's 5d6. No, he's still not managing to tie that. Tahir, no, Khalil.
Can I give him an assist?
You can.
I'll be sort of saying I can see where the rope's going. You're doing fine. I'm just trying to talk him through it.
Okay, what sort of assist is that? Command?
I don't know. Well, it's not command because I don't have any.
Okay. I was
I
thinking
do,
you might want
I
to
do
give
on the
him-
other hand have manipulate, so I'm going to guilt him into it. I say, come on, what kind of pilot are you?
Okay, give you -1 on that one.
Have you got kids? They'd be ashamed of you. Trying to get him incentivized, get him angry at me, just so that he'll protect his predicament and try and pull through, just to stop me from constantly abusing him and going, "You suck! What kind of pilot are you? Come on!
You roll your die. I'll be right back.
I'm twice your age and I could do this." Right, okay, this is manipulate with -1, I believe he said, so. Haha! Limited success, it's good enough.
There's a little bit too much rain coming through the window.
That was a limited success with -1, Frank.
That's pretty good, though. Pretty good. All right, so I'm going to give him a re-roll with an assist from you. And then we'll see how he does this time. 1 success is all he needs. Yay! So with you shouting at him, he actually manages to now get this under his other armpit. He kept missing his armpit or something. But yeah, he's tying the rope around him and hanging onto it now. So he's ready to be pulled by boat, by hook or crook, by rope or boat.
Excellent. So, well, I've already done my stuff, but Jaja should be able to do some kind of put things into gear. She's a techno head.
You could go and see whether you can gently nudge the boat forward to pull this guy out.
Or backwards would be better, I would have thought.
Depends where you touch
What do
the
you want
rope.
me to?
Well,
What do you want me to do?
Yeah,
Well,
gently.
we need to put strain on the rope so that he can be pulled out whichever direction that is. But slowly and carefully. We don't want to, throw it into full power and try and yank him out and find
Okay.
half his body goes with it and the other half doesn't.
Well, I assist Khalil as much as I can.
Right, let me just check, because Dr. Ray is
I don't
with
have
us,
any
but she's
pilot
not
at
with
all.
us, so she has some pilot. I'll say that she's manning the controls, and you're assisting her. Yeah, you're helping to say, oh, a little bit further here, but a little bit further there. And I'm going to make her roll for piloting. Yes, so very gently, she pulls, she puts the boat into motion, and this guy is being pulled out of the muck and then across it, and then he enters the water. And he's now basically, clear of the obstruction, so you can pull him in more easily next time. All right, back to our pilots.
Yes.
Anything else you want to do, or just man your station?
I'm trying to be friendly to the guy. So, I'm to here. What's your name?
Suni, I thought you knew that.
Just checking. There might have been a nickname.
As you are scanning instruments, you notice that there is a ping on your proximity sensor. There seems to be a small aircraft of some sort about a couple of kilometers away.
Mm-hmm. And is it vectoring in on our current location?
Roughly. Not directly, but not too far away.
Right,
It's too small to be a spaceship. It's some sort of, what do you call them? Terrestrial, not quite. Kuan planetary craft.
Right.
You
I
could
meant
scoot
to
across
do
to
it
the
with
sensor.
real.
You could scoot to the
So
sensor.
I think someone's on their way in. I'm not sure how long we should stick around. Is it what's happening out there? How safe is it?
Tell them. Say he is on the horn, so you can tell him. And I can open my window again because rain stopped. 1 second.
Monkey situation still bad.
But on the bright side, the nature of monkeys is irrepressible.
Okay, so what have you told him?
Well, apparently, monkey situation bad. And I will just also add that we've just unstuck one guy who was about to drown in the mud.
Okay, back to monkey situation.
Have you got the rope tied off?
Yeah, let's say that they have tied the ropes on. That
Okay,
seems
once-
like a good idea. So to the struts, the sort of, the cargo ramp comes down with a couple of struts and they tied them onto there.
Okay. Once they've confirmed that, I get that pilot to start increasing our vertical thrust a bit.
Is this ship so small it doesn't even have a cargo winch?
Well, if it has one, then
Yes,
they
well,
forgot about it.
Oh, fair enough.
Or maybe it's broken.
Maybe it's broken.
Maybe.
So do you want to instruct the other guy to do this piloting bit, or do you want to do the piloting yourself?
I'll do it then.
Yeah, I think you should do it. He's really sensor operator, that sort of guy.
Okay. Place piloting, yes.
Yes, piloting, and this time, because you're clear, I'll give you the ship bonus.
Okay, is that +1 or +2?
That's 2. Ooh, barely. Alright, so you are managing to very gently lift the ship, but there's a little bit of a jerk, and I don't mean you, as you move the ship up. And, Sire, you're standing right next to these cargo struts with these people who weren't listening to you. And as the ship jolts forward a little bit, jumps a little bit, you can hear how one of them essentially goes creak. And it looks like it's leaking some hydraulic oil. And you think, oh, that probably was not something that should have happened.
I'll radio through to here and let him know that we've got a leak.
When's the
Looks
last
like
time
hydraulic
you
fluid.
serviced these thrusters? They're terrible.
Yeah, they're leaking. There's stuff coming out.
But as you're moving the ship up, the cages are being slowly sucked out of the mud. Yeah, and those equilibri, they are still shrieking like crazy and trying to claw their way out of these cages, but they just cannot.
Where's the how you open the cages? Like, is that close to the surface yet, or is it underneath?
So where are the cages?
The doors to the on the cages.
All right, they are probably just about coming clear now. Yeah, so if you were next to them, you probably could open them. Is that what you're thinking?
I'm thinking it, yes. Whether they'll want me to or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you can make it across the muck very easily. Yeah, you're currently in the boat. You're probably a good 15 meters away from them now, because you started backing the boat up.
Like, keep trying to head towards it then.
Yeah, Frank. Not that I want to make things easy for you, or anything, but the one of the versions of the ship, the express freighter, has the faulty thrusters problem.
There you go. The ship seems to be slightly... Yeah, I have got lots of darkness points, you're right. I should do something with them, shouldn't I? Okay, so you are, as I said, about 15 meters away on the boat now from where the cages are in the muck. If you wanted to get to them, you would either have to turn the boat around, or you would have to swim a bit and then crawl through the mud to get to them. Or you could be a really good marksman and maybe shoot off the locks.
Wait, we have a really good marksman? Where?
I think he's flying the ship.
I am just throwing some ideas about, you know.
That's a slight drawback, isn't it?
I'm not terrible, but I wouldn't want to risk hitting the monkeys.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So that brings us back to... yeah, can you actually do me a quick piloting roll? Because you are steering the boat, Dr. Reyes, Aisha.
We just basically put it in reverse a bit to get this guy out for water. So we're not steering a radically new course or anything.
No,
You just have
no,
to...
but you just... Because this is swampy area.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Is it flat roll?
Just a flat roll, yeah. Ah, your Dice So Nice hasn't updated yet. Okay. Yeah, right. The boat just keeps moving. Yeah, but you're thinking, ooh, I think I'm getting a bit close here. I'm getting a bit close to the marshy edges of this waterway. Something to worry about next time. Okay, now Khalil and you can be pulling or continue to pull in this guy now.
Yes, between us, hopefully we've got enough strength to pull this guy onto the boat.
Yeah.
One of you leads, the other one gets an assist and a bonus, because with two people this should not be.
I'll assist Khalil, yeah.
What's your strength? Because mine is only 2.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Oh, what is the thing gone now? Here.
If you press C, you should
Strength
see
is
it count.
2, yeah.
Your strength is also 2.
Oh, well,
And
that's
neither
good.
of you has force, do they?
Nope.
Right, so it doesn't really matter who rolls, but yeah, whoever rolls gets bonus of 2.
That's why I was thinking of making like a lever point that we can apply more strength to it. Any bar, any piece of metal that we could put the rope around, and I don't know, it's just making a kind of a pulling joint thing. A pulley. Yeah, that's the name, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or a
okay.
winch. Yeah.
Then do me a quick technology roll.
Oh, actually, hang on. Brilliant idea, but it surely will not work. I'm a crafty technology woman thing. Right.
You are.
I'm gonna
Woman
make a super pulley in about 3 to 5 seconds time.
Yeah, okay, you can try. Give me a technology roll. Normally there's a brilliant talent for this sort of stuff, which is Julie Rig.
Okay.
I also have technology, so I can assist.
Hey. Okay. Can I ask you just? My game is paused for me.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
pause now.
Okay, so I go to my thingy.
Practice
I go to
sheets.
technology and roll, right?
Yeah, and then you do +1 for the assist. When in the pop-up,
Why is he not doing anything?
I don't know, if you click on the dice on the left or on the
Done.
word
I'm
technology.
clicking on the dice and nothing is happening.
Okay, I can do it for you
my
if you want me to.
thank
There
you.
you go. One success. You have improvised
Oh,
something.
sorry, Frank, because the game is still paused.
Not on my end.
You might need to refresh your screen if you had a connection.
Ah,
Which can be just press F5. That's a refresh.
yeah. I'm
Or it'll
refreshing.
reload. But you managed. You had one success. It's not brilliant, whatever you came up with.
Okay,
But you basically just took this rope
but
and
I
you said,
have rudimental pulley, yeah.
yeah, put it around the railing, the rails over there and the rails over here, and then maybe sit over there and brace my feet against there, and then now you might be able to do a strength test next time. Okay, which brings us all the way back round to Mr. Pilot Guy.
Hello.
I haven't acted yet, so can I
Oh.
do the strength check?
I thought you were helping. You were helping with the technology.
Oh, you're quite right. Yes, I beg your pardon. I'd forgotten. Yes.
That is your action.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough. Yep.
Right, Mr. Pilot Guy.
Yes.
Anything special you want to do? Do you want to lift it a bit further?
I'm going to try and raise the ship up a bit more. Is there anywhere flat that we can land?
Right. You can either do a look around scanning for landing sites, or you can do flying. Which one do you want to do?
Okay, so I'm going to look around for landing sites.
Okay. What should I use for that one? Is that piloting as well? I guess it's piloting as well.
Yes.
This is a tricky place.
No ship bonus on this one?
No, because you're not piloting the ship. You're looking for somewhere to pilot towards. Right, you think there's another building similar to the one that used to be on, not too far away. You might be able to set it down there, but you're not 100% sure whether it's any better stability-wise.
Yeah. Okay. My yellow radio got a moving whatever vector.
Yeah, if you went up a bit further, above the tree line, you might be able to see a bit better and find better landing sites somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
But so far you've been very low, so that you can still be in touch with the cages. Okay, so
It's
ramp.
worth pointing out that may also bring us to the attention if we're going above the tree line of whatever this aircraft is.
Oh, really?
Well, if we're above the tree line and there's another aircraft in the area,
Mm,
it may spot us. It would certainly have a better chance to.
indeed,
That could be a good or a bad thing. I don't know.
could be either, as you say.
Yep.
So, back to the ramp. So you've got these people hanging on, they're basically tied on the cages, and they now left one dangling, and they're trying to pull up the other one. What do you want to do, Saya?
I'm trying to think how I can actually help at this point.
You could either help them pull up there, so you can try and pull the other one up by yourself. Or you could see whether you could brace that strut that is starting to bend.
What kind of skill would be involved in dealing with the strut?
Improvised sort of technology? What are you good at? Let's have a look.
I'm pretty good on
probably-
technology.
Yeah. Is it that? I think that's the best I can think of. Technology.
Right. I'll see what I can do to deal with this technological problem.
Alright, so you quickly look up the ramp and you see that there's some equipment you can use to brace it, basically. You're getting a couple of extra metal rods and a belt of some sort, and you're trying to brace it and attach the strut somewhere else to just stabilize it, and you manage to do that. Good. That gives you a little bit of resilience in case there's another sudden movement from the pilot. Okay, back to the boat.
I know what the hair's like.
Yeah, he's reckless. A speed freak.
Yep.
So back to the boat. The 3 on the boat. And the
Right, to
3
bring
on
the guy
boat?
aboard.
Sorry, come again?
It's time for strength check to bring him aboard, I suppose.
Okay, you're pulling together now. Who's pulling?
I think we all are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Right. All 3 of you.
Dr. Reyes, just out of interest, how strong are you?
Not amazingly, but do we need to counterbalance the boat? Is it going to cause a problem if we all lean over one side? How big's the boat?
That should be fine. The boat is big enough, but you just noticed that you got a bit close to the edge of the waterway, so you're not sure whether you should just surrender the controls right now.
Okay, it's just me and Yaya then.
Okay.
Do you want to roll or shall I? We both have the same strength, so it doesn't really make much difference.
With the assist, I give you +1 and another +1, so it's a roll with +2.
Oh, cool.
Because of the pulley. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I don't have any.
So,
I don't have any force, so if you've got
Actually,
4,
no. With the pulley, I give you an extra 1, so it's +3. You've got
I
5.
have a 0 force.
Yeah,
do you have any? Do you have any force?
0.
No. Okay. So yeah. Okay. I guess I'll roll strength for just +3 then.
Yeah.
See what I get.
I have to turn you green again so we can say, use the force.
Thank you.
Oops, that was my door.
How do I do? How do I do a? Oh, there we go.
Force roll, even if you don't have anything in it, and then +3.
Yep. Cool.
And blow us away with all the successes you've got.
2 successes.
Ooh, pretty good. So you managed to actually now really make this guy move. He's just about keeping above water, but yeah, then you put him into the boat, and he looks a bit worse for wear. Yeah,
I'll offer him some water.
not very
I'm sure he
kind of
must
you.
be exhausted.
You just pulled him out of the water, and he was at risk of drowning, and the first thing you offer him is water?
Yeah.
You're mean.
A bottle of rum.
Exhaustion. It's good for that. Possible
Okay, so-
dehydration.
Yeah,
So,
just,
here you go, my friend. Something to keep your strength up.
he's just flopped onto your onto the bottom of the boat, onto the floor of the boat, and is completely coughing and spluttering and utterly exhausted. So he can't take a drink from you right now.
Okay.
Can I do a visual sort of medical check, or ask somebody else, like, come and keep an eye on the boat on where we're going while I take a look at him?
Yeah, you can definitely take a good look at him. With a medicogy, if you like.
I have absolutely no pilot skill, but if you want me to just grab the wheel and just keep it where it is, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, just keep it where it is for a minute.
It
Can I
might-
do a medical?
Do we have an anchor? Perhaps we need to weigh anchor.
Okay. So you want to surrender the controls to Khalil, who's already acted this turn. So basically it would mean that this turn nobody's piloting the boat. Which gives me something to play with.
Probably doesn't seem like a good idea then. Well, he's not. No, I'll wait until next turn then, because he's not. He's not critical,
No.
so he can wait a turn.
So you want to stop and stabilize the boat.
Yes.
Okay, then we'll pilot. you,
Weigh
sorry.
weigh anchor.
So pilot check, sorry.
It's about 14 kilograms.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a
Sorry,
pilot.
am I doing a pilot check?
Just a pilot check, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was nodding. I didn't say anything. I see no 6s.
I'm not very well. Maybe I'm not a very good pilot.
All right. You are basically just trying to stabilize the boat a little bit, but then you hear a sort of a slight sort of raspy sound, and the boat stops. Yeah, and the screw that was turning at the back comes to a stop. Because you were reversing, weren't you?
Yeah.
So,
Were we reversing? You originally sort of said we could go forward, and
well,
so I wasn't
but then
sure
you
which
corrected
direction we
me.
were going.
You corrected me and said, we're reversing, aren't we?
No, I said, are we reversing? Because I wasn't sure. It was.
Yes.
We have to tighten the rope. I didn't know if that was, by going forward or pulling back. But I guess it doesn't really matter either way. I was just wondering.
Yeah, you just reversed the boat and it stopped. So
Fair
mission
enough.
achieved. It stopped not necessarily in a controlled manner, but it stopped.
Excellent.
Excellent. So now you can look after the metallurgy guys. We don't have to do this round by round now because basically the mischief is almost managed.
Before we do anything, somebody needs to turn the engine off.
Yeah, probably because it starts to sound a bit whiny.
Yeah, because if the propeller's entangled up or anything and it keeps drying, that could be bad.
Yeah, the pilot can do it.
That kind of thing.
That's all part of the role that we have from Dr. Reyes. She switched the engine off.
Super duper.
So, but I will go back to the to Tehi and Saya before we finish the sort of round by round, blow by blow account. So, what do you want to do, Tehia? Do you want to go higher and have a look over the tree line?
I think I do. No, actually,
Higher,
with
lower.
me, I'm just going to take the risk and go to the other place. What am I doing? Being careful. I'm not careful.
With somebody else's property.
No, I am actually reckless. So,
Yeah.
It's correct.
so yeah, I'm going to head to where I know is the good landing spot.
So you're pulling the boat a bit higher. Sorry, the ship. Yeah, raising it a bit and taking another scan. Take another scan then. Just another pilot roll to see whether you find a good landing site.
Then I'm going straight to the landing spot.
Oh, you don't actually to the one that you've seen
Yes.
on the top of the other building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the normal pilot with the ship bombs.
Okay.
All right. So let's say there's a 5% chance that this is also unstable. What do the dice say? Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. So you sit down on the other bit. As you do so, of course, the cages are being pulled behind you a little bit, and they are scraping across the collapsed building behind you. So they're now out of the water, and one of them is dangling in the air, but the other one is scraping over the building.
Wouldn't it be a tragedy if they broke open?
Oh, that's a good point.
And you must.
Is anybody going to assist with breaking them open? With their telekinetic powers or
Oh
something?
yeah. I'm going in with my super tools.
You would have to then, first of all, get the boat across there, hop out, and then go on. By that time, they'll be
Oh,
gone.
yeah,
I
that's
was more
right.
thinking
Yeah,
either
okay.
with remote weapon or remote mystic powers. That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
I
I
can
see.
certainly take a stab at it if you want.
If you want.
Via our mystical PC telepathy or our communicators. If somebody wants to, say it'd be a shame if something were to happen to that cage, I can give it a shot.
Yeah, on you go.
Okie doke. So that's straight mystic powers. God dear, 10 dice and nothing.
Oh,
Screw that.
Screw that, he says, and gives me another darkness point. Excellent. So,
If you don't get a lot of darkness points, how else can you make nice patterns out of them?
to be honest, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to spend them all today. We'll find a way.
Well, no one's forcing you to. You could just collect them.
Yeah, I could have done something with the
For later.
thrusters, but that's for later. Okay, so you manage to exert some remote force onto this, and actually the door springs open, and 4 of those Equilibri scurry out of the cage and across the broken roof and jump from tree to tree and escape into the woods, into the jungle. So well done.
We're not helping their other comrades.
who is on my boat now?
You have Dr. Reyes with you, you've got Khalil, and you've got yourself.
Okay, so of the people that I got with me, who's the one that seemed more caring about these monkeys?
Oh, the others can decide that. Who do you
I
think has
probably
to
been concerned about their medical welfare, but apparently Khalil has just set them free, although I don't know if we know that he's done that.
Oh no, you don't.
I probably got to Kim then. Kim, sorry, your character's name. Can you repeat it for me, please?
Dr. Aisha Ray.
Aisha, yeah, okay. Because you're female, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I go next to you and I whisper in your ear just because, I don't know, I want to whisper. Sorry, before I do that, sorry, just a question. Frank,
Yeah?
you know the tower you mentioned in my comment, is it visible from here?
No, not yet.
Okay, so I go to Dr. Alicia and I go and I say, I know there are more of these in the cellar, and I point with my finger towards where the tower is, although we cannot see it yet. I point with my arm and my finger stretched to the top there. There's more in the cellar there. I heard them.
Well, captive in distress.
I heard noises like these.
Shrieking.
We need to help them too. Unless we don't want to, obviously, of course.
No, I think I probably would want to, because I think I have met these creatures before, so I'm aware that they are sort of semi-intelligent, and therefore they sort of come under my remit. So, how far away are we from where?
We are about, Frank, help me quickly.
Half an hour?
Okay, so we are about that away.
Maybe an hour, you're not quite sure, but not more than that.
Is that walking or by boat?
A boat.
And they also, I remember the terraces there, awful place where they were dropping cargo there. And two men that are guarding on the top. Hang on, I even got the names, but I closed the file you gave me and I can't find it.
It's in the journal. Yeah, if you there shouldn't
journal,
be too
okay,
much.
yeah,
Under
yeah.
Act 3, you should be able to find it. Yeah, yes, brief. If you want to sort of get rid of the window without losing it, you can always double-click on the title bar, and that will minimize it. But it will keep a stub, so if you double-click on it again, you can see it again. Want me to share it again with you?
Please.
Okay.
I remember Darius, I think one is. And Nepota is the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, two men are guarding up there. Darius and Nepota.
And Nepopta is actually a lady.
It's
As far
only
as you could
female,
tell.
yeah.
All right, so let's wrap this scene up a little bit. Now, Tahir, you managed to land the ship on the other roof. One of the cages is basically lost. The other one you have managed to heave up. Saya, you managed to stabilize that strut before it was pulled off completely. That can be repaired. And the others in the boat, you are stuck in the mud on the side. So does anybody want to get out and push?
How deep is the water around here?
Probably where you're looking. You've now walked to the back of the boat. Back, okay. And you're looking down there, and it's actually quite clear. You might there's some mud, of course, some soil that you whipped up, but you can see that you run into it. So it's probably less than 20 centimeters water before there is mud underneath. There's also lots of roots going around this. Lots of roots in the water. You could easily hop in, but you're just aware that this other guy almost got stuck in this sort of mud, so you would have to be safe and secure.
Before we do that, did we actually check out this guy, or I thought we were going to say next round?
Yeah. Dr. Reyes, Aisha, you want to have a look? Look him over? With your medicurgy?
Oh, well, sorry, I've lost. Sorry, I've lost my
You should be able, while you're on the scene, to just press C for your character sheet.
Sorry, I've lost Chrome. So
Oh, you lost Chrome. Okay.
yeah, the whole thing crashed. So do you want to come back to me in a minute while I sort it out?
I can just roll for you if you like. For now.
Yes, please.
Okay, let's have a look. So, you rolled an amazing 1 success. He's gonna be okay. Yeah, he inhaled some water, he's spluttering it out there. You might get some sort of infection, if the swamp water is infectious of some sort, but he looks okay. He's not wounded, he's not injured, he hasn't broken anything. And he's more winded than anything else.
Brilliant, thank you.
So, right. So you need to get this out of the muck. Of course, you could just attach it to a spaceship and put it out.
I'll go over the side and see if I can push it. I'll tie myself to a rope to make sure I can be pulled out if I start getting stuck myself.
Now, having been in water like this a few times, what I need to ask is, do you keep your shoes on?
Yes, because I don't want anything unpleasant sticking to my soles or any very razor sharp weeds or anything like that. So I'm taking no chances.
Worried about their souls.
Been there, done that. On one of our holidays, my wife stepped on a sea urchin.
Ooh.
One of the early ones. Yeah.
Ow.
When we were very young. Yeah. Freshly married. We went to Mexico. She stepped on a sea urchin. She left some spikes in her heel.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of thing I'd like to avoid, if at all possible, please. So, yeah.
Okay, so you hop over the side, you see whether you can free it up.
The moment I start feeling myself to sink or anything like that, I'm getting out of there. I'm not risking it.
No, you're not. You're sinking a little bit, but not too badly. And you get some implement, I don't know, some sort of boat hook or something, and you try to push the muck away from the screw, and so it will take you a little while. But one of the things you do notice is those roots you were seeing, a couple of them seem to be moving a little bit.
That doesn't look good.
Now you look a bit closer and say, oh, actually, they look a bit like fat eels, more than anything else.
Like breeding eels.
What was that?
Of unusual size.
It's just, like, don't know, a foot long maybe, yeah. But an eel would only be about that size, body thickness. This one is more like that. So, like a short, fat eel. And they start to move around as you're shifting the muck. There's a couple of them start to move around. They don't seem to be taking very active interest in you yet, but they're definitely starting to move.
Okay. I will immediately go, eee, there's something alive down here. Come on, I need to get this out in a hurry. Let's put some spin on this. Come on.
Put some spin on it. If you're doing things in a hurry, then I want to roll. So do me a quick dexterity. And I give you +1 for your tool.
Oh gosh, thanks.
Yeah, you will manage to do this. The question is whether it takes you 1 round or more than 1. Okay. You basically just, after seeing these wormy things, you
I'm
really
surprised
get
about
back
it.
into it. And you manage to free the screw. So, quick piloting check to move you out. Whoever wants to do it. I think you only have 1 qualified pilot.
Before you do any kind of piloting roll to get me out, I'm getting back on the boat.
That's fine. That's
Just to make absolutely clear.
You're clinging on to the rail of the boat onto the side, and you're starting to climb out. That's fine. So, quick piloting check from Dr. Reyes, if you can roll again. Otherwise, I will do it for you.
Yep, sorry, I'm back.
Good. We can't do that. No.
I'm not a very good pilot.
How come?
I failed every roll.
She's mainly a medical doctor, and you know those occupations don't.
Let me show you how you roll this sort of thing. That's how you roll this sort of thing, you see? Okay, I don't want to make this too hard. You actually managed to move the boat across. It's going a bit faster than you anticipated. So Khalil is struggling to climb back on. But yeah, you actually managed to catch up with the spaceship landed on the next ruined building now. And you managed to slow it down.
See,
Let's
the
leave it
problem
there.
with Dr. Reyes is she's not Australian. If she was Australian, she'd be a flying doctor, much better.
Yeah, exactly. Or a boat doctor like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Or bayou doctor, that would be good.
Mm.
You know those swamp boats that they have? With
Yeah.
big
Airboats.
airboats, yeah. I watch too many travel programs, apparently. So, you are all back together, essentially. So do you want to confer? Do you want to make next plans? Or do you want me to spring more things onto you?
We better have a word with these guys. We've just helped see what's going on with those cages and capturing these cute little animal type thingies. And also what they know.
Cute.
If they've seen anything in the swamps, that kind of thing.
All right. As things settle down a bit and they stowed away the other cage of 4 equilibri. Actually, it says 10 in each. No, that's too many. It's just 4. They welcome you. They say, "Oh yeah, well, thank you. We are the crew of Odina's Flower. That's the ship. And the captain. My name is Jo Andela." He sounds like he's a Zenithian, definitely.
Nice name for a ship. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And the pilot was the guy you picked out, and he's just clambering out of your boat now, all mucky
Yep.
and exhausted. Yeah, he's called Guran Sarai. Sorry. Then we have.
Do you visit these swamps often?
We come here quite often. Well, about once a segment.
Really? Gosh.
And yeah, there's a deckhand who was manning the sensor operator. Sundi and Janir are those two. You are not quite sure whether they're ladies or men. They seem to be somewhat fluid between those two, as far as you can tell. And then we have you guys. That's it. So it's crew of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it? I missed one. I missed the engineer. So crew of 5 they have. The guy who's very silent. That was the guy from the boat, actually, that you picked out of the mud. He's called Harian. I can give you all those names, but to be honest, I don't think you'll necessarily meet these again. So if you establish deep relationships with them, I'll put the names in the chat. So, the captain speaks to you and says, "Yeah, well, we need to try and find a landing site when we come down here, out of the normal space harbors, spaceports."
Do you come from many spaceports?
There are some around here, but we are just down here to pick some of the wildlife, We can sell them quite nicely on Coriolis.
Hmm.
And some other places.
And what do you do with these animals?
Well, some of the rich Zenithians, some of the barons as well, the barani, they like to keep them as pets or try and train them. So they're willing to pay quite a good price for them.
Oh.
But yeah, you really helped us out here, and you rescued one of our guys. So yeah, if we manage to sell these guys, I'm happy to cut you in. You just need to make sure that you leave me a message, or you can call onto our contact on Coriolis. There's a dealer that can help you.
Sure. And, to be honest, we can always use Burr. My ship is in dry dock at the moment. I'm getting some much needed fittings replaced.
Fittings. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we rescued some people from a wrecked ship and had to gut the ship to fit them all in.
I see. So the contact he mentions, I just put in the chat for you. I keep speaking as Dr. Reyes because I keep having that token selected. But it is me who said that. I think Leah Mahoon, I think you've come across that name before, but to be honest, I'm a bit hazy on that.
Was he the person that was originally to do with that thing that we went to that temple with?
When you were doing the last excavation?
Yeah.
I
did my quick archaeology. My excavation by Starship Engine.
I look it up for next time. I can't remember. It's too long ago. Because that was very much a half-published and half-developed adventure. That was Zakram Statue, which is in the core rulebook, actually.
Perhaps you could help us. We're we're currently exploring these swamps. We're trying to find a place where some merchandise may have been stashed. I don't suppose you would know anything about that. Perhaps you could tell us some places that you would typically avoid, or that are popular places for people who don't wish to attract too much attention when landing in these swamps.
And that one of the other guys chips in, and that is actually guys or girls, you don't know. Janir says, "Oh yeah, you know, there's this right near here. There's this sensor black hole. Yeah, you might have noticed if you used your radios yet. I don't know, but we are on the edge of a big interference zone here, and yeah, that is definitely an area that we avoid. So it's possible that somebody set up something they wanted to hide."
Yeah, thank you. That's very helpful.
And he points roughly in the direction where that is.
Was that the direction we were heading?
Yeah, it was. He says it's just in the shadow of the old cataract, of the broken cataract, just by it. There was a big waterfall there, and it's all gone now, but and swamped, but it's in that region.
Oh, thank you.
No, not at all. Not at all. You don't need to thank me.
Okay then.
So we're gonna go in a minute. We need to get out of here because we have the feeling that there is some sort of recon drone hovering nearby, and we don't want to be spotted.
No, that's probably very sensible.
Well, you know, hopefully we'll meet you back on Coriolis. You know, we can share a drink, a meal. Yeah. Good luck to you, Captain. Sunday?
Well, thank you again for your help. And you exchange business cards?
Yep.
Good. What does yours say?
Yeah, by the way, I'd service those thrusters. I believe it's either the linings or the fuel feeds are pitted.
They look across to their engineer. What was that again?
Well, you named him.
I didn't. It's in the scenario.
Oh, right.
It's one of the things, if you give minor characters like this a name, then all of a sudden I have to look it up. I can't just make it up. Otherwise I would just make it up. Gur.
Engineer guy?
Is it called Gur? Doesn't matter. I'll just say it's ship engineers trapped in one of the Calibri's cages or underneath. I suppose him. So I think... Then you have to look up who the ship's engineer was. Not him, not him, not him, not him. It must be him. I'll just say Gur. Even though it wasn't him, doesn't matter. Harrion. Harrion is actually the engineer. Okay. So, you don't want a lift? I could give you a lift out of these swamps if you want, to Coriolis.
No, we've got things to pick up.
We still have business here.
How long are you going to be sticking around?
Well, on Coriolis?
No, down here.
Not at all. We need to get out of here now.
Are you going to head up straight away?
Yeah. I think we might have been spotted. There was some blip on the radar earlier. My sense operator tells me.
Okay. May your journeys be safe, etc., etc., etc.
May the icons guard your path.
Yes, that's the bunny.
All right. So at that moment, my path will lead me to the fridge for a moment. I need a drink. Shall we do a 5-minute break?
Absolutely. Sounds good to me. No, if you want a drink.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Tea?
Yes, please.
So, break.
Can we make it a 7-minute break till 1:45?
Yeah,
Because it'll
we
take
can
me
make it
time
a
to
7.
get cover.
We can make it
Groovy,
a 7
thank you
minute.
very much. Yep.
See you in a few.
Yep. Bye. myself a 12-pack of bitter lemon because I love me some bitter lemon.
Bitter lemon. Mm-hmm.
It's the only fizzy drink I drink. I don't know why. I don't like orange. I don't like orangeades. I don't like lemonades. I don't like Pepsi or Coke or anything like that. But for some reason, I do love bitter lemon.
My grandmother always used to have bitter lemon. She loved it.
Maybe I'm a secret quinine junkie. I don't know.
Yeah, that must be it. Might have to try it again. So as you get older and your taste buds die, your taste changes, doesn't it?
Okay.
It does.
I think we're all marchers ready. Yay!
Cool. All back. Okay, you just helped out some smugglers. Well done. Well, hey for you. The ship departs.
I can see it as having rescued some monkeys.
They take the
Before
engineer with them.
before it departed, how did we actually leave? Was there like a set of cargo bay doors, or did we go through a hatch or a ramp like the Millennium Falcon or Firefly?
You went down the cargo ramp because it was still open.
Cool. While I do that, would I have an opportunity to be able to unlock some of those cages?
You might have, but you would have to, if you want to do it unnoticed, you would have to do a sneaky, stealthy thing for me.
Oh, I would be doing it via an invisible telekinetic way.
No, you would have to get into the right room first because you don't know exactly where they are. They're not right there.
Oh, I thought they were in the cargo bay. We would have passed.
They must have stored them away in one of the cargo bays. So
Okay,
you don't
fair
immediately
enough.
see
And if they're not there, I can't do anything then. That's a shame. But okay.
Am I right in thinking that there are other monkeys that are not in the ship?
There are some outside in the jungle, but they're non-caged. Yeah, because Khalil opened the cage that was being dragged behind. They escaped.
Okay, I think I misunderstood. I thought that the other monkeys that Yaya could hear were elsewhere. I didn't realise they were in the ship.
No, they were elsewhere. She was referring to somewhere else, like a different location in the swamp, where she thinks there might be some trap monkeys. Or kilprees, really. They're not monkeys.
Yes, and 2 people guarding them, I believe.
Right, so now might be time, if everything is working this time, that Yaya can actually brief you about this other location. Are you with us, Eleanor?
Sorry, yes, I can
Yeah.
hear you now. Sorry.
You're now back in the boat. So if you wanted to share the information about this location where the stasis pods were being taken, this might be a good opportunity for it.
Yes, okay. So I'm actually just again pointing my finger towards the direction where the tower is and the terraces are. And if we go ahead for X time and we turn left, right, right, left, then we come in view of a series of terraces and a tower at the top, an old tower at the top. The place has always given me a bit creeps. I believe there's more to see than what we actually, than what it wants to look like. And I definitely heard the same screeching noise that we had before with the monkeys. At the top there's a tower, and from the cellar, when I happened to be here a couple of times, I heard the same noises. I just wonder if in the cellar there's more than just monkeys.
I would certainly be willing to go and have a look and see if there's any monkeys or people that need rescuing. But I think it probably needs to be a group decision if we're going to risk going up against some guards.
And now that I've done my bit, I crawl back into my corner, pulling my scarf in front of my face and going back in the shadows. No one has ever known I was here.
You think? They just spoke to you.
Well, they have soon forgotten me.
I see.
Forgotten who.
So, yeah, what do you want to do with the rest of you with that information over the other plants? Yeah, so Yaya's basically pointed you towards this other location where they dropped off the stasis pods.
Let's go there and investigate. It's as good a clue as any. And in fact, it's better than what we already had to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right.
We're off to see the tower, the wonderful Tower of Oz.
Is that the Frank? Is that the tower that we see in the picture there, right in the far distance?
It could be, but it's not that high. No. It's not
Okay.
that high. But that's just a mood picture. It comes actually from this scenario. It's not just something I found somewhere else. But yeah, it is not exactly like that. So after a while, yeah, of navigating through these channels here, and it becomes really difficult and really hard because the whole thing becomes sort of darker around you. The water is starting to get murky. It's got some strange patches which are almost like oil. So there are some patches where basically the water is really still and black, and then some where it's a bit clearer and it ripples, and you just think, what's that? Is there something moving under the water? Yeah, might it be these big crocodiles? Or there's something like roiling underneath the water of the surface, but you're trying to avoid those patches, I assume.
Yeah, I'll be telling people about the crocodiles.
What were they called again?
Nahang, I think.
Nahang crocodiles, yes. They were scary things.
Has one of them swallowed an alarm clock?
Well, no, I don't think so.
That's a relief.
No, nobody's lost any arms yet either. That's Forbidden Lands where they keep losing limbs when I play with them. Right, you move into this further and further. I think there was a little nice right up here. You're reaching basically the old city of Sultra now. And the ruins of that rise from the muddy waters at the heart of the swamp. There's some cracked domes, terrace gardens, leaning towers connected by archways. But the wilderness is basically reclaiming all of this, overgrowing it. And you're getting close to this old cataract to what's left of that dam, which is breached, and you can actually see, because most of it has fallen in the middle. There's bits of machinery hanging out of it, there's pipes hanging out of it, so definitely was hydroelectric. Then you come closer, you see that there's a stunning set of marble terraces that comes out of the water next to the dam. Must have been quite a sight at the time. Yeah, some of you may have heard that this used to be the gardens of Sul Mahala. There was a palace and a garden then created to have this beautiful sight of the waterfall coming over the top of the cataract, and then over the valley and the city within it. And that must be what's left of it. Lots of reeds and moss and seaweeds have grown everywhere. Occasionally you see an old chimney coming up, and that basically has become a clump of vegetation, like a small island on it. But yeah, that's basically what it is now. And Yaya, is getting quite quiet. I assume she is sitting in the back corner. She's not giving you a guided tour or anything. Is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. So,
I am too skeptical about these people I have around me yet. I mean, to trust them, and it's difficult for what has happened to me to come across and trust people so easily. So, me, Ellen, I would do that, but Yaya doesn't probably want to get in touch with people more than she has to at the moment anyway.
These guys are your ticket of the planet, and that's pretty much it. As you move closer into this space, your radios, basically, even your little communicators, are starting to whine and crackle and whiz, and you can't really hear each other over them anymore. And most of you switch them off because it's just such an annoying noise, and they don't work anyway. There seems to be some strong interference here of some sort. Right, so that's that. I've told you about the history of this place a little bit.
I'm only seeing 4 player character icons on my screen. Are 2 missing deliberately, or am I missing something?
The only one I'm missing is Khalil.
I can see 4. I can see
You have
Dr.
5
Reyes.
players?
Yeah. There we go. Yep.
I can,
5 on screen now.
That's all we've got, isn't it?
Yep.
For some reason, I was thinking 6. Of course, it's you're included. My apologies.
I'm easy to forget, I know.
All present and accounted for, sir.
Okay, so you are moving, we are approaching, as I said, at the bottom of this terrace, and from what Yaya was saying, these terraces are basically where the cargo was being delivered. At the bottom of the terraces, they docked their barges, and then they had to carry them up. Not herself necessarily, but some people had to carry up the stasis pods to the tower up there, which used to be part of the gardens on the terraces, like a viewpoint for the cataracts.
Are we wanting to approach with the engine running, or are we wanting to
That's-
be a bit more secretive?
Yeah, something for you to discuss amongst yourselves.
What do you think, guys? I mean, if we're worried about people being here, do we want to give our presence away with an engine?
no, we don't. Let's be sneaky.
Frank, do I know of any back entrance or underneath entrance, subterranean passage?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not.
Oh,
Now,
I can remember. Yeah.
I might just stick on some background music again, or if it gets too noisy, you hopefully all know where it is, yeah? I'm gonna start it quite softly, and then we see how it goes. And this is from Cryo Chamber, the new album released today. And they gave me the permission to use it in the stream. So hopefully YouTube will not automatically cancel it out. So let me
Bet
just
it
find
does.
I bet it does. Bit of creepy ambience in the background. Well, I need to just for a second turn up my volume on my monitor. Can you hear something yet? Other than the chirping of the animals?
Yeah.
I just want it in the background, so if it gets too much, you need to tell me, yeah?
I can't hear anything. I've got it turned off. I find ambient music
That's fair
distracting.
enough. That's fair enough. I find it quite cool. A little bit of ambient. But if it gets too noisy, please let me know. So,
Frank, I know there are 2 guards only though, so I point that out to the rest of the group, and I say, for what I could see at the top of the tower, there were only 2 very silent and probably very deadly guys, a man and a woman.
silent but deadly. You even know their names, don't you?
We used to describe something else.
As I say, Oni soit qui mal y pense. You can look that up. Knights of the Order of the Garter. The Knights of the Garter is their motto. Okay, so you're now approaching. With engine running, without engine running? Do you want to sneak in? Do you want to swim in? What do you want to do?
I would like to try and sneak in.
Yeah.
Because we need all the advantages we can get.
Okay, how do we best do this? Can I have a pilot roll on the one hand, and that will give us the ceiling, if you like, for following stealth roll. So the stealth is for the silence, and then the pilot is for actually delivering the silent path.
Okay. Can I pilot or someone else want to do it?
I'm not very good at piloting. Although I can if I have to.
It's because they're trying to reduce the number of skills in this game. Boating is the same as flying a spaceship. Is the same as, I don't know, a scooter. But go for it.
Okay, here we go. Does anyone want to assist me?
I don't know which end of the boat to point to, so no.
I can. I'd say that, I've been finding that it pulls a little bit to the left, so you might want to
Thank you very much.
compensate.
That's good assistance. I like it.
Here we go.
Lots of dice. Okay, right.
I think I'll push that.
Oh, really? One more.
There we go.
Okay. And, right, who's in charge of picking a stealthier approach route?
Well, Yaya's the one who's been here before, so.
I assume that I can try to lead the way, yeah. Okay, so very silently saying absolutely nothing, I start walking.
You're still in the boat. You haven't landed the boat yet.
Oh, right. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So right now
Well,
it's approaching in the boat.
Oh, yeah. So I thought we already approached the shore. So I still point the finger to go that way. Because that is where I think is the most hidden place.
All right. I
perhaps.
think it would probably be best if somebody sort of read the landscape and picked a stealthy route in via infiltration. And then Yaya can assist with her knowledge of the place.
Okay.
Because Yaya doesn't actually have infiltration.
Yep.
Does anybody have infiltration?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So between
And not very high.
not the pilot, between Saya and Khalil.
I've only got 1 infiltration, so.
Well, I've got 2 and 3 agility, so.
I've got
5
6.
isn't terrible.
So if you want to roll, and you +2 for the assistance from Yaya and from Khalil.
Okay,
Good. So
competence.
you pick a quite stealthy route, and your pilot competently can deliver this route. He does not stray away from it at all, which is good. So I then have to roll a quick little bit for anybody watching, in case there is somebody watching. Whether they see you coming, and I have to beat 2 successes. I match 2 successes. And a tie is always the active party who wins. So you are the active party. Therefore, you manage to land the boat, nudge it against the bottom step, where Yaya indicated, without attracting, you believe, a lot of attention. So, it's time. You leave the boat unguarded. You just attach it and then start ascending those terraces.
We want to secure it a bit so it doesn't disappear while we're out.
Sounds good.
Is there anywhere we can hide it under some reeds or anything? Camouflage it a bit?
You landed it off to the side from quite normal, but yeah, there are some bushes and so on. You can hide it under there, that's fine. Good idea. There's a little bit of flavor text again here, which I might as well tell you in my best storyteller voice. After many hours on the dark swamp of the Sul Mahala and the broken cataract appear out of the mist, hundreds of tiny brooks and waterfalls from the northern plateau cut through the ruins in the valley. The water becomes shallower, and when the palaces, towers, and aqueducts dominate the view ahead, you reach shore. Moss-covered trees and bushes grow among the once beautiful marble benches and pavilions. Low walls and paths run through the area, but the once tasteful landscaping has been turned into overgrown maze by the flood. You've reached the palace gardens, the ring of terraces and architectural marvels that used to be the heart of the Sultra. Several of these terraces have collapsed, and the road up to the palace is covered in thick undergrowth and loose gravel and mud. The ground looks steady enough, but you never know, it might be treacherous underfoot. You have arrived at the bottom of the terraces. And at the top, you can see this tower we were talking about, where the stasis pods have been delivered to.
Are there any footsteps, or has the ground been disturbed to show path we might take?
Footsteps. You probably, once you reach the sort of the main drag, yeah, you can see that there are definitely traces of people who have traipsed up there and down there.
Super.
And that's what Yaya said as well. Yeah, so they landed the stasis pods here, and then some of the crew had to hike them up the terraces. And that's the route you're taking now, is it?
Unless we can see a different option, I guess we have some climbing to do.
I don't want to mention jetpacks, but
I am
They're
not
probably a
doing
bit
my
noisy
head.
to use jetpacks.
possibly.
We haven't got any jetpacks, have we?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like the stealthy option.
Khalil always has his jetpacks in his trouser pocket.
Now I left mine behind.
But yeah, it would definitely attract attention.
Well, perhaps we should launch the guy with the jetpack. Then when we watch him get shot down, we can see which direction the bad guys are shooting from.
True.
Sounds like a dangerous idea. Let's do it. No,
I
let's
just
not.
wanted to share one other picture with you, which I just
Somebody's not quite as reckless as it was originally thought, eh?
It's reckless and suicidal.
Yeah. Just wanted
It's a
to
fine line.
share one more before we go into the build-up area. I just wanted to share one more shot, which I found quite inspiring for this sort of setting. This is by an American artist called Serge Sulaiman,
Nice.
and I just think this is really nice art. You can find his stuff at ArtStation. Really nice mood piece.
It actually looks like the figure on the right is holding a propeller, but it's not if you zoom right
It's a
in.
palm tree. I thought that was really cool, that piece, especially with the figures here in the foreground, which are like the Sogoi, the people who live in the jungle here. That's just perfect. Okay, you are now at the Swamp Palace. I might just move you across. It's a slightly bigger map. We could use this as sort of exploration map. I'm probably not going to use it as such. Instead, I'm going to basically start with the picture I just showed you. But your icons will be a bit smaller. As I said, I'm not sure I'm going to use this as exploration map, but we could in theory. So I move you across. This will probably take a moment to load. It's a big map. So, yeah, you're at the bottom of the stairs. You see this tower in the distance. Oh, I don't know, 700 meters away, but it's up. And these terraces look treacherous. What do you want to do? How do you want to ascend?
Okay. Well, it's still loading, so
Yeah, so far there's nothing really that I'm going to show you that's any different. It's just the same picture I showed you. So don't wait for that.
right. Let's see. I could climb up, take my hyper rope with me. Has anyone got a climbing harness? Actually,
Anybody got?
a climbing harness.
Don't think so. But you can correct me if you have one in your inventory.
I don't.
I have a musical instrument.
You have to remember that this used to be very much like a open terraced park. So there are paths. Some of them have been covered and ripped away by water, and some of them may have collapsed, but it's not like you're climbing a rock face or anything. But it will be treacherous. It will be treacherous underfoot to get up.
Frank,
Yes.
can I use one of my talents?
Do you want me to look, or do you want to mention what it is? I don't know how secretive you are.
Oh, I don't mind.
Talents, which one is it?
I was thinking, I think it's a one of a per session thing, this one. I was thinking, so it happens that, oh, look at that. There's some steps going up on the side that I have never noticed before.
Hang on. Yeah, you can do that.
With a cord to help us up. When no one has ever used them because they were very hidden and no one perhaps remembered they existed. And I just spotted them, perhaps.
Yeah, works for me. You can use a talent. I just
Right.
read up on it.
Okay.
Thanks for the darkness point.
It probably is wasted, but I thought it would have been
I
nice.
don't know. You just gave me darkness point I can spend on something to make happen to you, but yeah, you actually, Yaya points out a pathway slightly off to the side. Smaller steps cut between some of the terraces, and they look like It might be more stable than some of the other stuff you've seen.
You know, that's probably going to be slightly easier than climbing up.
Yeah. I'm picturing them like if they were ancient steps for monks, perhaps, like you have those that are so hidden in the shadow that no one has ever noticed them later. You have to know that they are. I mean, they don't look like steps, but when you look at them closer, they actually are steps. That's how I picture them.
Okay. That's the map loaded now for everybody.
Nope, 78%.
Really? It's only 25 meg, this map.
I've got something marked Swamp Palace, but I'm not sure what I'm seeing.
Well, if I pull you up to where you should be looking.
You might have to zoom out a bit.
I've been stuck on 78% for a while, so I'm just going to reload.
Yeah, don't worry too much about it. As I said, I probably will not use that as a full exploration map. I think that's better theatre of the mind here. So I've got exploration map with some nice scenes over the top pictures.
87%.
But otherwise, you'll see that next time. I'll just strip out the other map then.
Yeah, I can see it now with rooting buildings and stuff.
Are you in the top left corner?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the top right corner.
Top right corner. Left and right, I come from, different country. We drive on the other side. Get confused with that.
You come from a different country and drive on the wrong side of the road.
No, on the right side. There's a
Wrong.
right side and there's a wrong side. Yeah, we drive on the right side in Germany.
And the right side is the left side.
I had this discussion many times.
On knight lists and jousting, and it was only when the Americans got it wrong in it and other countries followed suit getting it wrong.
Car was in Germany before it was in America.
I know, but they still got it wrong.
Yep.
But in those days, it was a 4-mile-an-hour speed limit, and you had to have somebody walking in front of the car with a bell or some sort of warning.
Yeah, that was only for about the first 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were places in America where they had to drive along and every mile shoot up a flare. A flare rocket to show where they were.
Really?
I just took my son to the Motoring Museum in Bewley, and they mentioned some other stuff. It was quite funny.
There was an episode of QI, I don't know if anyone saw it, where they reckoned that there was, I think it was in Pennsylvania, they actually wanted people to, if they were driving along in their cars and they happened to encounter cattle and the like, they were supposed to not just stop their cars and wait for the cattle cleared, but actually dismantle the thing. So that must have persuaded lots of people to stay well away from well-known cattle areas, that's for sure.
Oh, people, it's just protectionism, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the game.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not Frank's fault that he lives in a country where they're driving alongside the road.
He's currently living on a country where they drive on the right side of the road.
No, on the wrong side. He was quite right.
No, the right side, the left side.
All right, can we get back to the game, please? So you are on these terraces. Yaya just pointed out a pretty good path up.
Yeah, let's go
He's
that
been
way.
here before.
Yep.
I love how you completely and utterly trust her, that she's not leading you on a garden path.
Well, we know she's a playing character now, so.
I'm just blushing, but no one can see that because I pulled my scarf in front of my face now, so.
Okay. So yeah, several of these terraces have collapsed, as I was saying, and there's some undergrowth running over them. But these stairs look pretty good, so I'm gonna, I think, double the amount of darkness points I need to use to cause you some trouble. So what I'm gonna do is, I ask you?
Frank,
Yeah.
because the stairs are so much in the shadow that they go kind of behind the whole lot, they cannot be seen from people who do not know they are there. So you need 3 levels of.
We'll see about that. Yeah.
I try, guys.
If you are on the map, if you're on the map here where I'm pointing, can you just put yourself in your marching order?
Where are we?
I can't see the map, so I'll guess.
I can't see me.
Top right corner.
I can't see anyone.
Can't you?
We're all very tiny.
You
Oh, I
have to zoom
see,
in.
yeah.
You have to zoom in quite a bit. Because the map in theory is large. Yeah, somebody on
Yeah.
Facebook posted a map they made for this whole island, and I thought,
Okay.
yeah, maybe use it. And then I thought, maybe not. It's 8,000 by 8,000 pixels. And then I put
Is Yaya going to take the lead because you know the way?
I can just ask. So who wants to go first? Yeah.
Yeah,
She just disappeared somewhere.
I do not want to go first, but I will if they ask me
I
to.
can go first if you'd like to guide me.
Okay.
Okay, then.
So we've got Yaya. Now you've got Tahir first. Then we've got Yaya. Who wants number 3? Yaya's going sideways. Let me rotate you back.
Super.
Thank you.
Then Khalil.
Bringing up the rear.
Bring up the rear is Dr. Reyes. Okay, good. That's our marching order. Okay, what happens is this. Let me spend my twice darkness points on that. Alright, done. Okay, I need a D5. Luckily this thing can do a D5. This is D10 divided by 2. So that is okay. And the other one is should really be one in front or behind. It doesn't quite work for me. Let's stick with the first one. So Tahir, you lead the party. Yaya points over the shoulder and says, "This way, that way." But what happens is, as you do this, you hear behind you a crunch. Yaya, you just follow Tahir, but for some reason you must have stepped on a different plate or something. A sinkhole appears underneath your feet. Can you do me dexterity test, please?
Oh, crap. Okay.
And
Not really, but...
Khalil, can you also do one, please?
Do what, sorry? A dexterity check?
Uh-huh.
Almost certainly not, but I'll give it a shot.
Picture out.
So that's 2 successes. Yeah. So you can actually help Khalil with 1 success if you want to,
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm, sure, yeah.
because he doesn't get any. So if you both had a
Oh,
single
definitely.
success,
Yeah.
and you don't need to roll that. That's, who pushed? Sorry. Khalil, did you
Sorry,
push?
I think I pressed that by mistake.
Oh, you didn't mean to push. Okay.
Ideally not. But...
I'm going to take that darkness point away again. All right, let me see what happens. You didn't get a critical, though. Okay, so what happens is, yeah, you manage to jump to the side a bit, but Khalil, you do actually slide down with this water that was running underneath the path for some reason, and you really completely land in the muck there, in the thick muck, and it's carrying you away.
Cool.
Frank, didn't you say that I could use one of my 2 successes to help Khalil?
Yeah, but
help.
that would only be 1 extra die for him at this point. If you had a critical success, you could pass 1 over. That's what it says in the scenario.
No, I'd already incorporated that +1 anyway. It didn't help.
Yeah. Okay. So the others see how Khalil is being sucked under. Yeah, down the terraces. He's sliding down. What do you want to do? React quickly.
Grab him.
I'm
And
going
just
to.
whisper, grab him.
Yeah, can I try and catch him? Oh no, I'm not behind him. Sorry.
You can still try. You can try to catch him. If you work together, let's see. Fair roll means escaping the mud requires passing an insane dexterity test, which is -3, Khalil. Or for the PCs together to work, who wants to help? Yeah, you can do a force test especially if you have a rope.
Yep.
We always have a rope.
You have a rope.
Can I throw unroll my hyper rope down to him?
Okay, now next to you is Yaya, who just managed to escape, but the other's on the other side of that rivulet. So Yaya can help you.
Yeah.
To do a force test.
Yeah, I got 0 though. Still,
That
still
doesn't
running.
matter.
General skills.
Okay.
The skills on the left, you can still roll.
Ah,
You assist. So you just give an automatic bonus dice to
Oh,
heal.
sorry. Okay,
You don't
sorry.
need to
Yeah,
roll.
yeah. I thought I had to anyway. Right. Okay.
Does this count as heavy lifting for force?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got +1 with my endoskeleton.
A +1 for the help from Yaya. And I give you +1. No, I don't give you +1 for the rope. Because without the rope, you couldn't do it at all.
Okay, here we go then.
Oh, come
I
on.
think I'll push that. If everyone's happy. Come on, dice. You know you love me.
Oh,
No, they do not.
they don't. Your
Alas.
prayers to the icons. You should really do the prayer properly, and then it might work. Yeah, at least pick out the right icon and say something about it. But okay, you, Saya and Aisha, you see how Tahir is trying, with the help from Yaya, to actually throw the rope down and pull him up, but the rope doesn't land close enough to them. To Khalil. Yeah, he had it for a moment, but then it slips out of his grasp. So what do you ladies want to do, Saya and Aisha?
I've got nothing in force.
Have you got a rope?
No.
I have a rope.
Yeah, I'm not sure I do.
Well, if you have a rope, that's fine, but you're both not very good at force, are you?
No.
You can try, though. All you need is a success.
Yeah, if I could just data gin him out of there, that would be another mess.
Unfortunately not, but of course Khalil can do something himself in a minute as well.
Is it ranged combat if I'm like throwing the rope at him?
Yeah, you can do that if you like, but really, yeah, I could just hand wave the rope throwing if you like. It is pulling him out, that's the problem.
Ah, okay. I'm certainly willing to help, or
Unless you say, look, all I'm aiming to do is get the rope to him so he can hang on to it without pulling him out, then that's fine. Then it's just a ranged combat.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a more practical option for us.
yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay,
So
when you go
that
then.
roll.
Yeah, I might give you +1 for an assist. The backseat thrower. Some, oh, a bit more left, a bit more right.
Well, it's for the rope actually, isn't it? Because it's her rope.
True.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how to coil it right.
We have 1/6. Good. By the way, if you want to see the Coriolis dice rolling, yeah, at some point, if you go to the settings cog on the top right, and then I think it's configure settings. There should be somewhere module settings, dice are nice, and if you look into them and just go briefly into them and confirm the dialogue, then it will use the Coriolis dice, the black ones, rather than the number dice. But it's not urgent. So, let's get back to this. You managed to throw the rope to him, Khalil. You now have a rope that you managed to hold on to. Yeah, you're still in this mud stream that's coming down, and there's a lot of water coming into your face and into your lungs, into your mouth a little bit. But at least you're not sliding any further right now.
Great. Can I secure the rope around underneath my armpits, please?
Yeah, you can. I won't even make you roll for that. You can do that. Okay, back to the top. Yaya and Tahir.
Right. Now, this stairway we're climbing up, is it like... I'm wondering, my expandable staff, could I like expand it sideways across the stairway as an anchor point and then belay the rope across that?
You can probably find somewhere to anchor it. Yes, yes, I'm happy with that.
That's what I'm going to be doing this round then.
Okay, you're making an anchor with your expandable stuff.
Yep.
Which is the real thing of equipment. He didn't make that up.
It is. I've had it since I started.
Uh-huh. Okay, good. That's what you're doing. Yeah. What do you want to do?
Well, I see him doing that. Maybe I can assist with my tools?
Yeah. You can assist with your tools. You managed to actually get a good, strong anchor point. Again, I won't make you roll for that one. That just sounds immensely sensible without having to roll.
I've got just one word. Pulleys.
Yeah.
Police? Why do you want to call the police? Or was it a police? Police, pull me out.
P-U-L-L-E-Y-S.
Yes, I know. Okay. Saya
confirming.
and Aisha, you are still just hanging on to the rope?
Yep.
Not doing anything tricky? Okay.
No, I was wondering whether I could use science or technology to try and make a pulley, but no, I'm no better at that, so I might as well just talk about it.
All right. Now, what you're making me do now is you're going to make me get the rulebook out, because by this round, because you're still in the stream of water, I need to check for the... Oh, 3 turns. You've got 1 more turn before I need to get the rulebook out. Because then after 3 turns, you have the risk of drowning, it says.
Oh, for God's sake.
Only 2 turns off. So, Kalia, what do you want to do? Is there anything active you want to do, or just hang out?
Hang on, I just want to check something.
You're checking your tea bag or something?
Yes. Sorry?
No, nothing.
I'm going to take out one of the bags of survival rations I've got, empty it out, and pull it over my head to form a rudimentary hood to keep most of the water off me.
I like that. Again, I like it enough to not even make you roll on it. I might just show you another little picture. But yeah, good. Yeah, you're putting a plastic hood or something like that, or wax cloth, whatever they use there.
Yep.
Over your head. Very good. Right, and I might just show you briefly another... I think you earned another little arty picture.
Well, that's pretty. Looks like something from Warframe.
Looks like something?
From Warframe, it's a online game.
Yeah, I've heard of Warframe. Oops, I'm rotating it. I quite liked it. Again, I don't actually know with this one. I don't know where it came from. I normally always try to credit the artist, but on this one, I just didn't know. I want to zoom. There we go. So, right, back to the beginning. Tahir and Tahir, yeah, and yeah. You have now managed to anchor this pulley, this staff, yeah, with your tools and with your expandable staff, and you now try to do the rope, lower the rope again.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Bonus force check again.
Yeah, as I said, he's stabilized now. He's got a rope tight around him. It's not too hard a target, so he can get the rope to him, but you need to pull him up. Let's do force.
Do we get any bonus for our anchor point?
Yeah, give you 1 each. 1 bonus each. 1 for the staff and 1 for the anchoring it.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the new roll.
Okay, that's strong enough. You are managing to pull Khalil up. Takes a little moment, but you manage to do it. And because you are now protected from drowning through your cunning hood, not quite sure that actually would work because you still can't breathe very well. But hey, you pull them up, and you're completely drenched, Khalil. Yeah, you're soaked in mud. You're dirty. Your nice clothes, your nice beard is full of muck. You definitely swallowed some of this water. Hopefully it's clean. It's at least running and not stagnant. But yeah, you're feeling a bit worse for wear. And if you look really, really closely, I don't know whether you can see that in this picture. I might just zoom in for my picture. There's actually a picture of somebody being pulled up on the rocks on the left. And that's more or less what you're currently doing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice, yes.
Yeah, I spotted that
Are
earlier.
you okay?
Hang on, somebody's been pulled out of that. But
I believe that's you.
he's on a skateboard.
Don't look too closely.
No, that,
He is. He's on a skateboard.
no, that's a stick.
A stick?
Yep.
That is not that's not a stick. That's either a whack and break tree limb
No,
or
that's-
a skateboard.
I think there's a big stone block that the upper guy is standing on, and then there's a sort of broken stone next to it, and the other guy is climbing up a slope there. So if you follow the line along, it goes to there, and then to there. So I do not think this is a skateboard.
Well, I do. I'm gonna persist. That is a skateboard.
Right. The upper person also looks like they're wearing a face mask. Okay. That's my son just going. If you hear something strange in the background, that's him rumbling on.
You know, it's a bit annoying. I may be, I may be pretty. I may be one of the the system's best pilots.
But
yeah, I have a pilot's physique. I'm a bit skinny.
so you wouldn't be like topless like this guy, right? Let's get back to the story at hand. You managed to surmount this landslide, this little sinkhole that I put in your way with. Actually, I spent 4 darkness points on that and didn't get you to drown. Seriously, not good enough. But you now know that you need to be extra cautious as you plot your way further up the terraces. And just looking at the time, how I managed this, I think what you're going to see in front of you is now a building. And if you look at the map underneath it, it's a bit hard to see now. But basically, you're approaching a ruined building. What I've done for myself is I put so many nice pictures over it, I can't actually see the map anymore.
So this building or this building?
I'll just give you another picture. Hang on. You are now basically climbing through the old park, and you can see that there used to be some must have been really gorgeous walkways and so on, but the upper terraces here are completely overgrown now, and there are some slithering animals moving around, but you're cautious, so you will not be poisoned by any snakes. I'm just going to show you a couple more pictures. You basically now approach something that looks like... Let me pull you there. Like that.
Oh, that's very pretty.
Yeah, the resolution is not quite as good on that picture, but gives you the mood again. You're starting to climb up.
That looks vaguely like the main stairwell in a natural history museum.
Vaguely, yes.
Just a coincidence, I'm sure.
Because you're going there, yes. Take a picture, yeah, do Photoshop on it, bring it to the next session.
There's a blob there which could be a picture of Darwin. But,
Yeah, I'm curious about the bracing for the roof.
They don't look very solid, do they? Must be a nice little roof.
Maybe it's maybe those beams are in fact metal steel.
There must be. There must be. Yeah.
sounds
Maybe
super
that's
strong alloy.
This used to be the entrance to something big, and like an event hall, whatever, in these gardens. But behind there, you know that if you go up the stairwell, basically, and slightly to the right, that is where the stasis pods were delivered in the past. So you're now really approaching the location, the place that you've been looking for all this time.
If we're getting close, let's turn around and go back. No, don't mean it.
Let's go back to the jungle. I enjoyed it so much.
I believe my mini map says there's a side mission over here. Let's ignore the quest and go to the side mission again.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there must be a resource node over there, and let's harvest it.
Yes, let's peel some animals.
So let me just make sure that, yeah, okay, don't need that. Don't need that. Nobody asked the culture question yet, so I can skip that. I think that means we are now here. Yeah, blah blah. Oh yeah.
Some of us have got culture, so if you want to tell us something and let us roll and tell us
something.
Why would I
tell you something? No. So you come to a balcony just outside the stairwell, and are you still trying to be stealthy, or have you given up on that because it takes too long?
I think
still be stealthy. Yeah.
You still want to be stealthy. Now you're really close to where these pods have been dropped off in the past.
Has anyone got a recon drone? Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I left mine at home. What a shame.
Anyone else?
Who carried that all the time? That was Aaron, wasn't it?
It was a different character, yeah. Because we did specialise a bit.
Yeah. Somebody had a really cunning recon drone, which was perfect for things like.
I'm just wondering if someone else had one.
Guess not. Yeah, next time, next session, I'm sure somebody will have one. Next chance you want to shop. So, yeah, you come to this balcony, which looks out again over the terraces, and it's slightly off to the side, so you didn't see it approaching. And the banister has been broken in one place. Lots of the tiles have been cracked. But yeah, as you look over the edge where the banister is broken, underneath it, there's a big drop, and it's just really, really dark down there. But one of you shines a light down there, and you see that there's a pile of old stasis pots down there. You also see that some of them are encrusted in some oily black stuff.
Have I
Sorry.
seen these before?
You've seen the stasis pots because your teams delivered them all here.
Yeah.
So when you say there's a pile of stasis pods, do you mean as in have been dropped and left there, or do you mean have been carefully lowered down, or what does it look like?
It really looks like somebody just dumped them over the edge here. Littering in the jungle.
I would probably want to go and check them, make sure that there definitely isn't anybody left
They're
inside.
probably a good 15 meters beneath you. So somebody could lower you down on a rope. But they are all higgledy-piggledy, and some of them are slightly cracked, etc. So this looks more like a dump than anything else.
Okay, so I think that they're definitely not functioning then, are they?
You don't think so from the distance? Some of you might have some sort of sensor equipment to see whether there's electric current or something like that on it. Or somebody might be able to use their special eye to have a closer look.
Thing is, that's nothing I have, so I can't do that.
No, I was thinking of Yaya.
Yeah.
I do have an environment scanner. I'm not
Can
sure if it'll be useful, but
Can I use the eye? But I thought the eye was just for crafting.
Eye of Agamotto.
It's especially good for crafting, yes, but I could still say that you could have a closer look. But you can also use the environment scanner. It's fine. Can you do me a sign? I think it's science roll, isn't it, that you use the environment scanner with?
Presumably.
And with the eye, I think it's observation, isn't it?
Observation.
I still get confused with the game, so it's possible that there is no skill called observation. Yes, there's.
Yes.
And I'll give you a +1 on that. So, environment scanner, okay. And what does the eye say?
Hang on.
Ooh, 2. Okay, now 2 things on the environment scanner. You notice that there is definitely a lot of ammonia cloud down there, ammonia smell.
Oh.
Yeah? That's what the environment scanner tells you. From your eye, you see that basically most of these seem to be broken up and smashed up. So you really think they're empty. But these strange oily track slicks on them, they almost look like snail or something crawled over them. And they are in different layers. You see that. So it's something that might have happened over time. Yeah? It's not something that just happened once. It happens to be like first lots of deposits, something crawled over them. Next lot was deposits, something crawled over them.
I will tell whoever is next to me. Just a second, guys, before you lower anybody. There's too much ammonia there. Well, presumably they told us, right?
Yeah, I assume Saya shares that.
And I can see the pods seem empty and abandoned. Frankly, I don't think anyone could have survived that much ammonia for this long time. So I suggest we carry on.
And in that moment,
Perhaps.
you hear a shriek coming from the darkness below.
Perfect. Just to prove me wrong.
A sort of inhumane, high-pitched shriek that sends the chills through you all.
We definitely go back in the jungle now.
And you may think that they might be monkeys, but for some reason the effect they have, the shriek has on you, you don't think it was actually a monkey. Unless you were just
Okay,
spooked
these
out.
are mutated monkeys after inhaling all that much ammonia.
And then you hear some
Ammonia is presumably from the coolant systems in these
Yeah.
pods.
That's from the cooling systems. You then hear some scuttering, like claws on rock and stone.
If we have any torches, I suggest we focus them downward and see what we see.
Okay. You might just see a
well,
shadow rushing across the beam of light. You can't quite make it out. Some sort of
A
blackened
shadow?
A blackened shadow. A shape that you can't make any sense out of.
say we'll flee.
And it moves strangely. It moves on all fours. But with long limbs. And then it's gone.
Definitely flee.
I'll just go, do we need to be here right now? Because I have a strong sense we perhaps shouldn't be.
Is there a way around this? Well, can we carry on?
You can carry on upstairs, yeah. This, as I said, is a good 15 meters below you.
I whisper to the others that perhaps it would be better if we proceed upwards.
Oh, yeah.
Follow the yellow brick road.
I'm convinced. Let's not hang around if there's weird things happening.
Okay, now the shriek, of course, was not necessarily very stealthy, but I assume you still want to move stealthily?
Yes.
I have to ask that for a particular reason.
Since I am covered in water, I cannot actually move stealthily. I can only move squelchily.
Yeah, but squelching in the jungle is not necessarily like with running water in places and so on. It's not a noise that would really alert people, is it? You're probably fine with that one. Okay. So
Allah!
do you want to keep moving together, or are you sending somebody up to scout ahead?
Do we have anyone who's gullibly idiotic enough to do that? I mean, apart from me?
Yeah, by the way, this is as far as you've ever been before. After this, you don't know this
Okay.
place.
Okay. So I was just about to say I could go and scout ahead, but obviously not now because I don't know it.
You can go ahead, but
I
it would
could
be
still.
new for you as well, just like for everybody else.
Okay.
I could try scouting ahead. I'm moderately stealthy.
Okay. Do the others agree? Do you want to let her go ahead?
I think this is a dangerous place and we shouldn't split the party, to be honest, but
How about she can scout ahead, but don't go out of sight. And if you are about to go out of sight, we reach you and then you do another little bit. Do you see what I mean? Just small steps, small parts of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
And that's just an idea. Obviously, if the party doesn't want to do that, fine. Because I agree we shouldn't split up, but maybe we are a bit too noisy as a group.
Sounds like a plan. So move a little bit ahead, then bring the others up, and then move a little bit ahead. I've got one more picture, by the way. It's basically the same scene, but I really love that picture as well. One more picture.
that
for you to
is
look at.
Crib for Natural History Museum.
Slightly different roof, but very, very similar feel, isn't it? You've got the water running through it. Yeah.
Well, the staircase is the same. It splits off in a Y like that. You've got the window round the back.
Yeah, all it's
We've
missing
even got,
is a giant
even got what
skeleton.
looks like a raw iron assembly, although I don't think that's actually in Natural History Museum.
No, well, this is an artist impression.
Mm.
Okay, so on that, Saya, can you do me, for your scouting, can you do me a stealth, and then we'll just see how much you can find out for the next situation, and then I think we've got a really good jump-off point for the night. Ooh, do you want to push that? 'Cause this
Yeah,
might...
I think that calls for some prayers. Actually, can I use my gambler talent?
Yeah, of course you can.
But, I think you get a darkness point.
Thank
for
you
me
very
using
much.
that.
Touching.
But it does give me automatic 3 6s.
Yeah, indeed. So you very stealthily move ahead. You scout it out. You move into a room that lies above this balcony, essentially. So you go up a staircase and then find a new room. And in this room, you already can hear that somebody is making some noises. Somebody is pushing stuff about. So there's definitely life in here. What you see in the room, let me just find it in my little description, is a makeshift base. So one of the side walls, basically. Let me rewind a bit. So this is a room that has only a partial ceiling left. It's a quite big room. It used to have, it's still there, pillars holding up the ceiling. It's got a nice open window looking over the park. But there are trees that actually have grown in this ruin by now. And one of the trees, for example, has sort of moved against the wall and is now basically partially supporting it, but at the same time growing through it and breaking it up. So the whole thing is a little bit wobbly looking, but somebody made a home out of this. So they put some tarps up between the trees and some of the columns. There are some basic stations in here. So what can I tell you? What you find? There's some technical gear here, for example, hidden. There is what looks like a strange sort of telescope pointing out a hole in the wall at the back. But it's not pointing at the sky, it's more pointing at a ground location somewhere. You see that there's a little fusion reactor sitting in the middle of the floor, which is hooked up to a couple of other devices. One of them you think might be a communicator of some sort. There's some workbenches, and there's an improvised medical station. It's probably calling a bit much. There's a couple of gurneys there, a couple of medicine bags, and sort of a pull-around screen, but that's about it. And you see somebody currently working at that medical station. It looks like they're currently mixing something together or making up drugs or something like that. There's also a big stone table in the middle of the room. There's something lying on it, something artsy. And, candles are standing next to it, and incense sticks. And that's what you see.
So is it just the one person?
At this point, you're sort of coming around the corner, peering around stealthily. You're seeing one person. Clad completely and entirely in black.
It's the man in black.
Possibly. So I think at that station, looking at the times, coming up, it's 10 to 11 now. 11 is our absolute hard finish time. So at that station, I think we've got a really good jump off point.
Excellent.
Yes, no?
Yeah.
No reaction at all.
Yeah,
I don't
nice.
know,
Oh yeah.
Good. And that's where we're going to carry on next time. Now remember, next week I'm going to be up north at our woolly friends in the north, as they say, the Scots. The following week, it's the 3rd of October, I think. Not October,
October.
August. It's the old trick. October is the 8th month. Clearly. Yeah, from Latin. October.
Indeed.
So, and somebody came along and just put August in the middle.
Is it the 8th month of October? I thought it was, the emperor name.
Augustus.
That's all.
Yeah, Augustus messed it up. And the other one was... Who else messed it up? February? I don't know. Can't remember. 2 months mess it up, basically, and pushed it along. So it's the 3rd of August, yeah. We're back on that day. Up till then, you probably still want your experience points today.
Yep.
Ugh,
If we must.
so predictable.
Oh, yeah.
So predictable. Okay, let me just pull that on the screen with the experience questions again. And again, if you think that there was some particular good acting scenes, in-character play, then feel free to nominate other players for that. So, there are the questions. Hopefully you can see them. I also linked the acting in accordance with the icon, so if you click on that, hopefully you are able to see that as well. So, everybody participated. Session. Good. Did you overcome a difficult challenge? Yeah, well, you were really working towards the big difficult challenge. So I think today you had a couple of challenges, but they were more for entertainment than for reaching your big goal.
Speak for yourself. I almost drowned. Fortunately, my survival rations saved my bacon.
Worse things happen at sea. Did you put yourself at risk because of your personal problem?
I tried, but not really.
Tried. Okay. And
I don't think so.
did you learn something new about the others? Yeah, just make this up for yourself. As I said, I'm not going to be lording it over you, but yeah, I normally aim for at least 2 experience points per person per session. Getting more than 4 should be really rare.
Well, we learned something new about Jar Jar again.
What did you learn?
We learned that she'd been to this place before and could describe it.
Okay, did you learn something about Yaya as character rather than just knowledge she has?
Doesn't say character, it just says, did you learn something new about yourself or another PC?
Yeah, but that's how I read it. Yeah, you can tell me if you did.
I learned that some of my companions care about animals.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, some of them seem to have some ethics. Good.
We do.
Did anybody sacrifice or risk something for the PC buddy?
I don't have a PC buddy.
Yes. Khalil sacrificed his rations. For himself, actually, Carol.
For himself. He's his own best friend.
That wasn't for my PC.
I tried.
Oh, fair enough. And then acting in accordance with your icons. Again, as we said before, have a look.
Yes.
If you think you did, then tell us.
Yeah, I think I did. I tried to solve problems with wits instead of force and
Yeah, that's true.
largely failed, but
I
tried?
helped someone else with my knowledge.
Yeah, okay. And with your
And
skills.
I acted to bring justice to others.
How?
Yeah.
I
Justice to
released
the
those
monkeys.
poor captured monkeys.
Yeah, okay, to the equilibries. Yeah, I always want to call them equilibries, but they're actually called equilibries. Yeah, fair enough. So,
And for using the talent, would this be an experience point?
yeah, I think so. Let me have a look. Maybe not, because you use the talents to help everybody, but you do something to make a person see something differently while at the stairs.
Yeah, helping the situation, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
So, how many points do you all get? Let's do a
I
quick
got
check. You got 3? 3?
I've just put myself down for 2.
2?
3, yeah.
3?
I'm not sure, but I think I need to spend some before I can have any more.
You
anyway.
can always put it in your notes. Yeah, if you're running out of spaces on the character sheet, you can always go to the last tab on the character sheet notes and just add it in there.
Oh, I forgot.
I think I did it last time, but I can't have saved it. So, I'm not sure what how many points I got this time because I can't find the if I'm acting in accordance with my icon.
Oh, that was linked. I can show you that again.
It is the Naturalist Museum, isn't it? It's even got the same strange roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you, somebody's taken a look at the Natural History Museum and has gone, I can use that.
And why not?
I wasn't sure if it had those iron arches, but if you look at it, it does, doesn't it? Totally does. Yeah. The staircase is the same. The windows over the staircase are the same.
Yeah.
The archways on either side of the staircase are the same.
Yeah.
The arches
Taking
are
an
next
existing
to it.
image and modifying it sounds fair to me.
It looks gorgeous anyway. And whoever artified it, and unfortunately I was trying to zoom in and can't quite read it here at the end. Somebody Owen? E.W. Owen? Don't know, I can't quite make that out. But yeah, it's gorgeous artwork. So, everybody.
I'd like to spend some XP to buy another point in survival.
You used it, so that's fine.
Yeah. Spent a lot of time wandering around in a swamp there.
And slipping down terraces.
How much does it cost to buy points?
It's always 5 points for a point in a skill or for buying a new talent. It's very easy experience spends in this game.
So 2 weeks then, yes?
In 2 weeks' time,
Good.
we shall reconvene. And if you want to take any notes in the middle of this, yeah, then before we break up what you saw, what you discovered, then please do before you forget it all.
So, are we not doing next week then? Because I know we've got next week, and we've also got, did you say the 31st of August?
Yeah, that's right. Now, if you wanted to do something as a group amongst yourselves, I would be very happy to let you do that, of course. Yeah, if
Yeah, I think Sue mentioned she's got an RPG, so to test, so I didn't know if you wanted to do that next week.
one
or
shot
the end of term.
or 2 shot.
Yep. I can put up some details for it, and if you like the sound of it, then we'll do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Right. Good night, everybody, except Sue.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much again.
Yep, thank you for the game, Frank.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And
Thank
see you in a fortnight.
See you in a fortnight.
Yes.
Bye-bye now.
Good night.
Have
Good
fun
night.
up north.
Right.
Abroad.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
And that was it for this time round. Thank you very much for watching.